We live.
We'll do it live.
We're live.
Are we going to do the theme? We can do the theme.
Oh, do you want me to do the theme? You do the theme. All right, be back.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Like that old school? That old school.
I didn't know that was the old school one.
Real BBC.
Oh, version 2.
Throwback.
My bad.
No, that's the one without MauLer.
Accidentally on purpose? Sorry, Molly.
MauLer, where are you?
We missed you.
We missed you. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Hey, welcome to the real BBC bagging, boarding, and chatting. We don't know where MauLer is. And Az is here for like a minute.
Yeah.
In an undisclosed location.
Yeah. I thought, wouldn't it be nice just to pop on for like a minute or two to say hi?
Sure.
and then I joined the link and there's X-Ray Girl and that's it. And I'm like,
I'm sorry
it's
to
literally
disappoint.
start time and I'm the only one here and I'm not even meant to be here this week.
No, you're not. Well, hey,
Oopsies.
how's it going?
Hey,
Where you are?
it's going good. I don't know what the sound quality is like. Apologies
It's
for the
shit.
sound quality. Good. Good. I'll sort out a microphone or something. But I landed yesterday. A huge day of travel. Ended up being like 15 hours traveling yesterday and whatnot. So I was barely functional last night, but had a good night's sleep, rested and whatnot. So I'm feeling human today.
That's good. That's exciting.
I'm glad.
Yeah, how are you?
Glad to be home and not traveling for a couple months, dude.
Like, you've been going for like the last
Yeah.
3-4 months.
Yeah.
Living out of suitcases are fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Police
Oh my
wrote a song
god.
about it. Man in a suitcase. They did. All
Mm.
right. So what are you going to do today?
Stuff and things.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Okay. What? Okay.
Stuff and things. Okay, great. Okay, great.
Meeting some people, doing some things. So
Oh,
it's,
all right. So you're just here
yeah.
to say hi.
How
Then you're
cryptic
going to
am I?
fuck off.
I'm
MauLer's
gonna-
not going to be here, so it's just going to be a solo nooner for a little while. I'm not really sure what's going
Right,
on.
hey,
You're on the real
X-Ray
BBC.
Girl's here. X-Ray Girl's there. So
I'll be silent.
I
the
wonder
entire
if
time.
MauLer thought like we were taking this one off.
Oh.
I don't know why, but I was just trying to.
no, we were quite clear. 2 weeks. There was going to be the last 2 weeks are on mine, and then
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks are on yours.
I tell you what, he's asleep because he was working so late. He's been working on a bunch of stuff.
But we'll
is understandable.
do something. We'll do something else for the viewers to
Yeah.
even if it's
Can I go
an
get
out
my
of sync
shelf?
one.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, I can fix those Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I'll hang out for a while. I'll hang out for a while. What the hell? We got a bunch of people here. Don't want to leave them hanging right now. So
Leave me hanging on. You just leave me hanging on.
that's right.
Keep me from
I don't
you,
even know
I
the song.
babe. Fuck yeah. It's
That's
great
actually-
Motown tune. That is a great Motown
That's
tune.
a great jam. It is.
Supremes.
One day
Look
I'll
at
learn it.
that is oh my god, that is the face of ignorance from X-Ray Girl.
No, it's the face of confusion. I don't know the song.
Supremes.
Okay. She did
Never
know
heard of them.
she hadn't listened to Rush, which is in her DNA as a Canadian.
That's Canadian.
Yeah. So how is she
Pineapple
going to know
on
about the
pizza's Canadian.
Supremes and Motown?
Motown is an actual
white
band?
Supremes.
No.
The white Supremes.
Motown
Oh.
is it's where
Detroit.
it's Detroit. It's where all the
Oh.
soulful music came from. And Barry
It's a
Gordy.
genre. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Kind of.
But it's
Okay, never
also
mind.
Motown Records. It's also Motown Records. Yeah. Yeah. Barry Gordy.
Didn't yeah.
Well, I haven't.
I'll get my music.
I'm a
lesson
Motown
after my
expert as
Hollywood
well
lesson.
as an Africa expert, anime expert, and top gamer.
You got the gay bit right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's Hannah G for $100 US. Thank you. Says, hail real BBC. BBC. Gary, I mailed you a copy of my friend's comic book that he independently published. He hired a fantastic artist to do their artwork, and I think it deserves more praise than it's getting. If you could keep an eye out for it, it would be appreciated. Thanks. I think we got it. Thank you, Hannah. I appreciate it. I'll check it out.
Check it out.
Is as in
Right,
prison. And you know
Yes.
what? Prison, yes. The prisons
It
have
is a type
improved
of
since I
prison.
was there.
Yeah.
The nice comfy bed,
Yeah, this is the meme prison.
silverware. Oh, the meme prison.
Where you
Yeah.
you get in prison for opinions and memes. The UK government got me.
They finally got him.
Ladies and
Goddamn.
gentlemen, they got me.
Oh my God! If they put you on like house arrest and then to make you watch like BBC sponsored DEI training videos over and over again, that is the 11th circle of hell.
And then they'll fine me for not having a TV license because
Yeah.
they made sure that I watched it. Because they made sure I watched the BBC. Yeah. That sounds about what they could do.
Oh, all right, get out of here.
Yeah, have a wonderful
Go do your
show.
thing.
I hope Morley
Thank
turns
you.
out.
We'll see.
And maybe I'll see you later in the week.
Maybe I'll see you later in the week. You never know.
You never know.
know.
You never know. You
never
never
know.
know.
It's a crazy
You
place.
never know. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Later, brother.
Bye.
Love you, chat. Bye, 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 bye.
God, get the fuck out. Alone
do
at
this
last.
instead?
Jesus. Okay.
I feel
was
better
that?
that way.
No. Hey, MauLer, my EFAP hoodie arrived yesterday. It's awesome. I love it. Thank you. So glad you guys finally made some clothing merch. Merry Christmas. MauLer says thank you very much. He's glad you got it. Obviously, he was like me. I was up till 3 working. Well, working. We'll use the working thing. Recording a video. Thank you, Zeddy Boy, for $5. Bobby Hamner for $9.99. Is there any way the MCU could have done the multiverse so it makes sense? Well, it's tough because, like, even in the comics, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But yes, they could have made more sense. And without having to use variants to bring back dead characters, well, you always need the multiverse to fix mistakes. And that's certainly what they did. Well, they used the Cosmic Cube with Cap. They did it to Tony Stark way back in the day, and they had to bring him back as a child. It's fucking terrible. But that's what it makes sense within a continuity of a comic book company it's been running serialized stories for 60, 70 years. It's like you got to get a little wacky sometimes. Movies? Yeah, I mean, like, even though they spurged out a bunch in the last 3 years, it's still just, 30 stories. Gun fires blanks at Superman. Future headline, Gun fires blanks at Superman. Victor Potter for $2. There are people who love him, and there are people who don't. Thank you. That's my obvious statement of the day. We'll see. I like the poster. I thought the Superman poster looked pretty cool. With the movie trilogy talk a couple of weeks ago, how would you rank the original Bourne trilogy? 3 solid movies, in my opinion. Yeah, I think I would rank the Bourne trilogy as solid. I don't think they're extraordinary. think they're solid movies. Latent pronouns in bio. Yes. Well, we're missing a couple of hosts. One I have planned on missing. The other one unplanned. But again, these things happen. Okay, these things happen. I've missed my share of streams too. Nick for $3 says, "What's better, the MCU or the HCU, the Holocaust cinema universe?" I like the MCU. Magatron for $10. Did you read any of the early Disney Star Wars comics that came out around 2015? I did. Despite destroying the EU, I thought they actually started out okay for the first couple of years. I thought they were fine, but they were also bullshit. Their sales were trumped up through a bunch of marketing schemes. They were trying to push that it sold 1 million comic books, and it didn't. It did not. It counted Loot Crate and other things that it was joined in as giveaways as sales, which is a lie. Was Az finally arrested by the Thought Police? Asked Jim for £2 British. Yes. Big Ounce for $10. Weekly Marvel versus DC replacements for Legends. Beta Ray Bill versus Artemis. Even though Bill is likely stronger, more durable, she is more skilled and faster, and based off weapons, I'd hand it to her. Yeah, I mean, your logic is sound. I give it to Beta Ray Bill because I like that character better. That's all. I'm kind of a fan of Beta Ray Bill. Motown is an actual band. I threw my phone, said lock for $5.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I don't know things. I listened to pop music growing up.
Marvelous DC girl. Skeletons are alive when they're in you. These are facts. Okay. This is the wisdom that you can hear from the real BBC. Hi, Gary. Still writing my story. I have also started watching Freyrin. It is great fun. Oh, that's that anime, right? Just curious if you have started. I have not. Also, has a fantastic soundtrack. Appreciate everything you do. Have a blessed day. You too. We're just hanging out for a little while, seeing if MauLer shows up. Sir Paladin Thundercake for $2 says, as is a low-res is in a low-res, I'll just say it, rape dungeon, trapped with, they're trying to say it. I'll just, fuck it. This is a fucking show.
Oh my God.
I'll just say rape. I don't care. Meatwad for $10. The most gullible NPCs in America are those who still trust the CDC. If you're still taking Fauci products, even 5 years after the fact, you're as smart as most Kamala voters. It's dead. Move on. Clive Griffiths for £5 British. I got a projector, a gift to myself for gaming. So my first go is you guys on the big screen on my wall. Looking good, guys. Wow. That's a choice. That's a choice to have some 55-year-old guys like, hey, shiny boy.
I don't want to be that big on the wall. I shouldn't have said anything.
Speak for yourself.
God, as soon as I said it too. God damn it. I hate myself.
It's okay. I hate myself too. Clive Griffiths, thank you for putting our face on your wall. What's up? Once you go projector, you don't go back. You just got to buy another projector. But you don't go back. But you also don't want to like bump your head on the projector. Like I was up there. Well, I forgot what I was doing. I was hanging something up and I bumped my head on the projector and then my screen was all, and I'm like,
oh no.
Fucker. But I figured it out. Hi, Gary. Is WB split real? I don't know. Is there some news that I happened? Let me hang on. Let me check. A WB split. What would they be splitting to? I mean, brothers split. Split from what? Yeah, look at this. Oh, okay. Movie Guide, Sports Pro, YouTube. I don't see anything that's super official. But let me read this. I want you to read it. I've never heard of this website, so maybe not. Usually when I see an article, all right, and it's interesting news, I got to find it like 5 other places and see where the source came from. The death of linear TV may truly be impending as another legacy studio, Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD, announced its intention to split off its TV business from the rest of the company. WBD CEO David Zaslav announced earlier this month that his company will soon restructure itself into 2 distinct businesses because that worked out so well for Viacom. Warner Brothers Discovery, we have transformed our business and improved our financial position while providing world-class entertainment to global audiences. Okay. We continue to prioritize ensuring our global linear networks because it is well positioned to continue to drive free cash flow, while our streaming and studio businesses focuses on driving through by telling the world's most compelling stories, blah, 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 whatever. So you're splitting your TV. Because linear TV is dying and, they're kind of in a pickle because they have HBO Max. But it might be better off for these legacy studios not to have streaming services. I don't know, but yeah. The fact that they're having this isn't the proper financial term, and I'm not a financial analyst, but Warner Brothers has restructured in some form or another. Now, this will be 3 times in the last, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, 5 years? 5 years? That's not stable. And, they're the number 2 legacy studio. Was number 1 for the longest time. Not good for Hollywood, but it wasn't hyperbolic when people like Justine Bateman or yours truly or other people were out saying, Hollywood's fucked. Like the way they did business is over, which means that Hollywood is dead. That Hollywood is dead. The way they did business in the 21st century, and they were able to, expand a little bit, but they were still generally doing business the same way for a long time, is done. And you can't go back. Even if, like, a lot of people, and, they're not dumb for saying this, a lot of people say, well, with all the fucking money we're paying on streaming, cable should just come back at this point. And you're right. But the problem is the infrastructures of that business are being dismantled, never to be put back together again. So there'll be cable for some form or another for... it'll be like DVD. DVD never went away in some places, right? So cable's not going to go away in some places because you're just out in the middle of nowhere and it's already been set up. But it's linear's done outside of live stuff, and it's just live sports. Is Az in Thailand finally getting the lady boy?
Oh my God.
Oh
yes.
No, he's perfectly good at getting them at home, to be honest with you. But maybe he's in Thailand. Maybe he's in China. Maybe he's in India.
He played that 5 Hearts Under One Roof, and he's just putting all that practice into play now.
Okay. That game sounds like a nightmare. Paying $800 for insurance for me and my wife. Just found out half the docs won't accept it. Back in 2006 when it was like $70 and everyone accepted it. Beard, did you watch Razorfist video? Because I did. And we did talk about it last live stream. Or no, it was Friday Night Tights. Back when I was working, even 2006, I was at the shop. So my insurance I paid on my own. But I think the last place before that I had insurance was Oakland Acura. Yeah, my insurance was like $50 in 2003. It was like $25 in 1995. At Tesla, I paid nothing. And my whole family was covered. But now it's $800. Yeah, when we moved here, we got an insurance policy that nobody took. So we just got rid of it. I'm like, so yeah, watch Razorfist video. He's talking about the United CEO, but he's also talking about the bigger problem that was created by Obamacare. Obamacare has completely, as predicted, completely fucked up an already fucked up healthcare system. But the government came in and does what the government does and fucked it in every hole. Now people are paying $800,000 for nothing, for what they think is catastrophe insurance, which it might not be. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your policy. Simon Mills, but Rizfus made a good video on that today for 10 British pounds. Thanks for all the streams this year. Gary, you always have time for us losers. You're not losers. Gary, favorite Doctor Who story from each of the first 7 Doctors, love from Birmingham, UK. That is something I would have to like list out, which I can do on my Christmas special. Make a note of that on the Christmas special. I mean, a 4th Doctor, I've always said City of Death is my favorite just because it's Douglas Adams. And I got a bunch of the Doctor Who, well, a bunch. There's like 3 of the Douglas Adams. There's Shada, the Cricket Men, and the Pirate Planet, which are all good. Those are the books I like. But those are Douglas Adams books, and in all 3 of them, you see like remnants or the precursor to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He just repurposed a lot of stuff. Pop Streamlabs for $100. Thank you. Gary, I've been watching Az and X-Ray Girl play 5 Hearts Under One Roof. Need your thoughts on how you would rank Az, X-Ray Girl, and Mark the Cyborg when it comes to seducing crazy, needy, hot Asian women. I have to probably give it to X-Ray Girl. I mean,
God dig it.
yeah, she's more of a man than any those 2 guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it to X-Ray Girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Remington PRD for $5. Gary, if Gozer the Gozerian gave me the choice of destroyer and I chose you, what kind of destroyer will you be? What kind of destroyer would I be? What used to scare the shit out of me as a little kid? I'd have to think about that, too. It's too early for me to think about stuff. Okay, off the top of my head, I'd want to just be a comic-accurate MODOK. That would be fun. That could be a placeholder. That could be a placeholder. Brandon Lucas for... I was trying to think what's freaked me out as a kid, but it was always like... Check the closet, check under the bed. Oh, I lost X-Ray Girl. Exorcist, my sister took me to see it. She liked to terrorize me. That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Babysitters, because my mom and my sister, my first live action, my first movie was the Disney Robin Hood. Vaguely remember it. Apparently I was very young, 4 or 5. My first live action movie, Tommy. The Who's Tommy. So, and it had something to do with my sister really wanted to see it, and there was no babysitter for me, so they just dragged me along. And what was that, 75, 76? So I was 5 or 6. Fucking freaked me out. Especially the babysitter, Keith Moon, fiddle about, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Noons has gifted 50 Nerdrotic memberships for $250. Noons! Thank you. It's basically AMA, guys. It's like Instagram. Should I be like, get ready? Should I get some makeup? I go, guys. Okay.
Yes.
I really want to talk about Disney, Star Wars, and everything.
This is going to be your casual look. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Everybody bailed out on me. You know, that's how it goes. Your friends love you one day. They abandon you the next. It's okay.
For sleep. God dang it.
For fucking sleep. For sleep, because they're actually working on their own channels, which they need to prioritize. Selfish jerks. Brendan Lucas.
How dare you think of yourself before me?
I know. Think about my needs, okay? Never thinking about my needs. Always keeping the text really small. Never thinking of my needs. Okay.
That's ableist of them.
It is ableist. I got to get rid of these progressives. The reason I'm looking up is because like I'm trying to read the screen through like this part of my glasses, right? And it just gives me a headache. It's like, I'd rather go back to switching my glasses to my Coke bottle ones. Part of life is accepting your fate. Falling apart, getting old, going blind. It's been fun. Every recent sci-fi has become popular. They played into romance tropes. Doctor, yes, as Raylo commercially is truly a bad idea. I think KK was right in that selling only one sex was a bad idea. Well, you have to lead in, like, romance is part of that. Romance is, it's part of storytelling. It's as old as storytelling, but there's Lord of the Rings is romance. There's romance in that. There's, even though you're like, what? No, it's not type of like, there's Harlequin romance, and then there's the romantic era. Okay. The new romantic and all that shit. So, but they need that. What's been missing from Marvel and Star Wars is the heteronormative, as they say, heteronormative relationship, dude and a girl. We get a lot of gay relationships, but we don't really see a hetero traditional family relationship. And when we do, it's usually multiracial, but like we don't see it that much. We just don't. And it's fine if it's multiracial. It's multiracial so much that you notice it. That's all. I don't care otherwise. I don't give a fuck. But it's just if you see a white girl, she's gonna have a black husband. And you see, and then the other way around, and it's just funny because it's in every commercial now, and you're like, God, my God. Why have I been watching more commercials? Oh, since the election, I've been poking in on the news, so I've been seeing more commercials, and fuck, are they bad? Remember when commercials were good? Remember when they were funny? Remember when they were funny? You should have Tyler from Zeducation on FNT. We will note it down.
Thank you.
We will note it down. Hot Dice for $4.99. Gay and late. Also gay. Very accurate, to be honest with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Luckfield for $10. Finally started uploading my own videos on YouTube. Congratulations. So far, I'm going to make DJ sets of ambient, chill out, relaxing background music. I love that. I use those all the time. All the fucking time. Especially when I'm editing, right? Because it's hard to have stuff with lyrics because I have to listen to myself. But I use ambient music in the background. I love that stuff. But I figured you retards could, if you retards could do it, I could. That's our motto here, Luckfield. We're retarded. If we can do it, you can. Probably better. Did you see Shatner dunk on Hamill on X? It's so good. Yes. They always had like a weird friendly battle, but I don't think they genuinely like each other. I've heard from multiple people that they don't like each other. I mean, I'll be real. I've always liked Shatner more than Mark Hamill. Shatner can actually act. He's a classically trained actor. He's just more of a legend. Even I used to like Star Wars more than I like Star Trek. Back in the day, X-Ray Girl, I did for a long time. Star Wars was my jam. Loved the shit out of it. But now I like Star Trek more than I like Star Wars, like by a long shot. Oh, thank God, more coffee. Everybody abandoned me except for you, babe. It's oh, really? Today? Okay. Sorry. Multitasking here. I'm going to the dentist today. I'm sure that was very exciting news for everybody. I think I'm going to do Invisalign. He's been trying to upsell me on it for years, but I was waiting for him to give me a decent price because that Invisalign shit's fucking expensive.
That's so expensive.
God damn. I'm like, I ain't paying all that for that. No way. I'm 55. Who gives a shit now? Josh Kelsey, thank you for the $19.99. Appreciate you. Just walks away. What's up, Josh? Oh, by the way, as is traveling, MauLer is sleeping. He probably was working late. I was working late, so I'm just hanging out. This is the AMA, I guess. Do you want to ask me anything? I mean, I'll answer. I don't know if you'll like it, but what happened? What happened with all the orbs and drones? Emotionally unstable. I think it is. I don't think it's aliens. I suspect everything's our government, so that's my baseline. But I think it's probably there's some shit going on. There's some mass hysteria. I think multiple things can be true. I think it's a slow fucking news week. My only question would be all right, Iran would be dumb enough to do this, but like to aliens, to our own people, our CIA. The fuck's in Jersey you're spying on? Everybody knows all the good shit's on the West Coast. Okay. Stormbringers gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. I think a lot of it's a motherfucking slow news week. I mean, everybody's kind of, it's weird this month because I know you're feeling it because I'm feeling it too. Everything was leading up to November 5th. Everything we were doing, even in our background programming, right? In our subconscious, we were thinking about November 5th and what that date meant. And we were thinking about, are we continue in this direction, moving towards a hell state, an authoritative hell state? And your mindset has to be different for that. That has to be ready for that because that is like, again, in the background, your background programming, your subconscious, you're going to think, am I going to be kind of in battle mode every day because we're going to continue towards this hell state authoritative regime? Or do we have a chance to maybe break the narrative, maybe drain the swamp a little bit, get rid of government corruption, lawfare, all this stuff? Do we hope? It's not even fight or flight. It's fight or have the chance to fight, have a chance. And then after November 5th, it was like, lots of celebration and stuff, but then it's just a fucking sigh of relief that, oh my God, the possibility of freedom lives another day. Whew. And I think America collectively did that. And now, for the first time in years, we had kind of a quiet month. Quiet couple, I wouldn't say a month, couple weeks. So people are seeing drones in Jersey, whatever. Give me that. I mean, shoot them fucking down if they're Chinese, but give me that. Over just go. Trump rally, Kamala, polls, more legacy media bullshit. Russia. The Middle East conflict. And yeah, this week was like drones. It's like, nice. MauLer not here right now. Must be dead. Rest in peace. I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. No, he's probably asleep. Jim, thanks for the €2. Speaking of that, that's a horrible transition, but Legal Vices passed away. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, brother. I think I might have streamed with him once. I met him at Anime Matsuri briefly. I didn't know him at all, but a lot of mutuals knew him and liked him quite a bit. So wasn't that old. Was a young guy. You just never know. Hunter Deverak for $9.99. The National Film Registry inductees this year, among them being Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dirty Dancing, Beverly Hills Cop, Wrath of Khan, No Country for Old Men, Social Network, Spy Kids. I don't have a problem with any of those movies at all. Even Dirty Dancing. Because nobody puts baby in the corner, okay? She looked way better before her nose surgery. I'm forgetting her name right now, but I thought her big nose was, I kind of liked it on her. Spy Kids. My kids love Spy Kids. That's fucking, Spy Kids is so old that my kids were kids. And I was still old when it came out. Wrath of Khan should have been in there years ago. Japanese Demon Lord says, did you get Freren from Gundam, Gary? I think I got to check if he sent it to me. Thanks for reminding me. I kind of spaced it. Thanks for reminding me. Gundam's the man. Jesus Davilia for $10. Gary, a follow-up to your Empire Strips Back show I went to. It was fun. Got flashed a bit, and I wasn't expecting the Jabba the Hutt rap performance. The R2-D2 throwing money was hilarious, too. Yeah, R2-D2 throwing dollar bills to Princess Leia stripping was fucking hilarious. Love The Empire Strikes Back. It's really clever. It's very clever. Dawnbreaker for $5. Who would you wife up in Marvel and DC? For me, I'd get Hela and Cheetah. Wife up. Hela and Cheetah are not bad choices. Satana and Zantana. I'm a simple man. Okay. Right.
You know, times are changing. Ladies can do stuff now.
Armed and Hammered for $25 on the Streamlabs side. Merry Christmas. Thanks for keeping me entertained and informed. I'm doing my best today. It's not like I don't know how to do these solar streams, but I was prepping for having my dude here. But it's okay. I'm going to save all that stuff. Actually, I have a couple articles. I'm going to kind of save them for videos, though. I'll peek at one later. Eric Brown, a radicalized member, said, "Hail, Gary. Merry Christmas." Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. When did Hanukkah start? When's the 8 crazy nights of Hanukkah start?
I have no idea.
Oh, my God. You're not going to make a very good Jew, X-Ray girl.
I mean, I've already said bad things about Jews
I know.
by accident.
Yeah. I know.
So they probably don't like me. It's fine.
They do. Robert was on. He likes you just fine. Paul Chato's out there. I know, Paul. Paul, I miss you on
Cali
Twitter.
right now?
But,
Me too.
Dude, we miss you on Twitter so much. Just come back, brother. Come back. MauLer's in the
Get your
background.
manager to have a Twitter account.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We miss Paul Chato. Don't you miss Paul Chato, chat? Come on. Everybody misses Paul Chato on Twitter.
Hello. My apologies. I looked at my phone. I was like, how did this happen? I set the alarm an hour wrong.
It's okay. It's not like I've ever done that to you before. Come on.
My bad. I looked and I was like, oh no, where's Az? Is this really a time where I am late and Az isn't here as well? What
No,
happened?
Az was traveling today, remember? So,
Cool.
So yeah, we're just gonna do a casual show for a little bit longer, and then this will be re-uploaded on Nerdrotic Live. This could be old school. We're just kind of chilling. We'll get back to the serious, real BBC. Well, not next week. Next week we have our Christmas show.
Christmas.
So the BBC's moving to evening because we do our Christmas Eve show, which is
it's
kind of
better in the evening anyway.
kind of turned into a tradition, and we track Santa Claus and talk shit. That's what we do.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's super
Well, I'm
fun.
ready to talk about anything. What are we doing today? What's happening?
I'm just kind of reading super chats right now. I was just chilling.
Right.
There's a couple articles we could go over. We can go over one, but I'm just kind of hanging out and talking to the people today. You know?
Well, that Xander article about how he's a monster again.
Oh God, yeah. Okay. That's a fucking retarded article, right? I mean,
Well, I don't know if it's a result of that Xander video that came out. Everyone's real hating on Xander, huh? He's the true villain, apparently.
Do I need to do a response video to this? I'll have to watch the video.
Ugh, what a world.
I don't have time for that, but I feel like I need to defend Xander.
I don't know.
Xander, a very fallible character, but he's also not most of the time, but a lot of the time, MauLer. He's the moral backbone of the fucking Scoobies.
He's the heart of the team.
Yeah.
It's the design of the character.
He's the one who calls out Buffy. Who calls out everybody. Yeah. And he's a moron in relationships, and
Yeah.
but that doesn't make him evil. It's like, so yeah, there's an article out there like he's the villain, the real villain of Buffy was standing there the whole time. It's like, oh my God, so many people are visiting Buffy. Now Sarah Michelle Gellar wants to come back, and it's like, no. They did the audio adventure. It was fucking terrible. I couldn't get 10 minutes into it, dude.
I just didn't. I don't know.
Just don't. It's
yeah.
not even Joss could come back and be good at it right now. That would not happen. He hasn't written in a long time. His confidence is shattered. It'd probably be a big apology tour, whatever. And he's just not as good as he was back then. There's a finite time and amount of talent. And Buffy was lightning in a bottle. I was just watching the scene. It was on Twitter this morning, MauLer, of I guess it's making the rounds of Buffy's mom's death. That scene.
I mean, the body itself is like a 11 out of 10.
Yes.
They pulled out everything for that. It's an amazing episode. It's worth seeing Buffy just for that episode.
Yep. And that's a natural death.
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones. You get like one or two natural deaths, or one.
Yeah, Buffy and Angel put together. They you could tell they kept trying to change up how deaths would happen. They didn't want to repeat any of them.
Yep.
Because Hole in the World, right? It's like, what if you knew a character was gonna die and you just watch them die for the whole episode? It's like,
Oof.
And then you get the sudden deaths and you get the sudden natural ones. And as people point out, the Tara's is like, what if the bad guy, instead of using some giant death ray or magical bullshit or a big old demon, is just a gun?
Just use the fucking gun. That death was like, when the blood squirts on blanket. God, I'm so tired right now.
Willow now.
Willow, yeah. When the blood splats on Willow's face, it's like, oh,
seeing red, man. That's the name of the episode.
Yep. Holy shit! It's such a. I can't wait till we start our streams, dude. I can't wait. It'll be fun.
We have like 1,000 million topics.
I know. Yeah, we'll just kind of see where we go with it. It might be a series we do for the rest of time. I don't know. Or we do it in just a couple episodes. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Fun tidbit. I think I've said this before, but obviously I watched it way too young, but that didn't matter. I was the fun part of this was I have a very strong memory of there's a crack in the door. My family were watching season 3 specifically. That's the first time I ever saw any Buffy, which season 3 was 99, I think. So I would have been 6, 7. Yeah. So I didn't understand it at all, but I was just like, I want to watch this. I didn't understand the context, but that was Star Trek for me, original series. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I was watching. I'm like, this is amazing. This looks cool.
Yeah.
And there was I watched a full episode doing that, and I remember like the credits hit, and then one of my parents was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Nothing."
That's funny.
Just the standard.
So that was season 3. Is that when it was live? It was.
Yeah, they were watching it on TV.
Okay.
And it was a particular time slot, and I remember it was close to when I was supposed to be going to sleep anyway, or whatever. But that happened, and then season 4 rolls around, and they start, I think, watching episodes and then being like, okay, you can see this one, you can see this one, you can see this one, but there's ones you could, like, I wasn't allowed to see Hush, for example,
Yeah, Hush would have freaked you out. That would have freaked me out as a kid too. So because
I'm a normal human being. Well, but you know how it works. When someone says,
"No,
there's all these things you can see except this one," you're like, "I will see that one." You will not stop me.
Well, you got to appreciate the fact that this isn't just an American trait; it's a human trait. When people just tell us, "Don't you fucking do something," we're going to do it. Whether it could be dangerous for us or not. We're still.
Well, and it's funny how long. I don't think they expect it, especially if like a super young person. That I'm literally waiting for the day now that everybody leaves the house temporarily or something, and I'll just immediately go to the Buffy box set and start finding that particular episode and be like, "Let's go." I want to see what the episode I'm not allowed to see is. And the irony with a lot of this stuff was that I ended up loving it, right? Like Hush, I thought was cool as fuck. You know, when their heads explode at the end, I ended up thinking that was funny rather than like scary or anything. I remember that being a thing they were worried about. I think a lot of people found that funny, right? Because it was supposed to be kind of like a relief.
It was supposed to be funny. Here we go.
Anyway, season 5 rolls around, and they start risking watching it with me for the first time, right? Instead of being like, because I guess I'm so old at that point, you know? I'm like 8, so I can definitely handle anything. Even though I wasn't allowed to watch Angel. I was allowed to watch Buffy. Angel was too dark. They were like, no,
really?
Angel's too scary. Yeah. Well, what's funny is
Buffy darker?
Angel's definitely darker than Buffy.
Angel's darker than Buffy for sure.
Angel's got an 18 rated episode, which over here it goes like 12, 15, 18. Very straightforward in terms of like how old you're supposed to be. And there's no 18 episode of Buffy, but there is for Angel. And they were like, oh, that's a signal that he's not allowed to see any of Angel.
Which one is 18?
5x5 is when she tortures.
Oh,
yeah. So when season 5 rolled around, and I basically watched the whole thing with them, even the body, and they were like, "This is okay. He can see all of this." And that's when season 6 comes out. They were like, "He can see it. It's fine." And they didn't check it before letting me see it. They regretted that, like big time. If you remember how much season 6 is.
Yes.
I remember where I was and what I was doing when I watched Tara get shot, and I was just like, wow, like that just happened. Holy shit. And if you remember what else happens in that episode, in retrospect, they probably regret not having checked it.
Oh, yeah. There's something. Yeah, it gets kind of bad. But Xander the villain.
Brings
Willow back.
It's a season where he saves the whole world.
He saves the whole world. Xander the villain. Has one of the best moments in the series.
Well, something that I think we may have mentioned it last time we were talking, but that there's a definite thing for people where, you know, just a character who jumps into a fight with literal demons and monsters that could easily kill them and punches them and protects people, that counts for nothing because it's like an action show. It's like, yeah, whatever, everyone's doing that. It's like, well, no, Xander's got no powers. He's got no, like, every time he does it, he's basically risking his life. And I imagine a lot of people who don't like him don't really care. Like every other episode where there's some demon of the week where Buffy gets knocked over by it and then he runs at it and tries to hit it. If you remember, he attacks Glory several times.
Yeah.
As someone who could easily kill him. And it's just like, why doesn't that count for anything? It's like, because I don't think people register stuff like that when they're rating a character. Sometimes they're just like, whatever, it's an action show. Everyone's doing it.
Yep.
But they do point it out.
They do. I mean, that's the nature of Access Media, though. That like they write these articles to be provocative, so people will talk about them. We get the game, all right. And most of the time, I ignore it because like this Screen Rant is the same rag that said the 10 things that proves Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy has aged poorly. It's the worst article I've ever read. Like in the history of mankind, it's so fucking retarded. But they meant to be retarded. Like they sometimes. Then with others like Alyssa Mercante, it just comes naturally.
And hey, sometimes it gives us an excuse to just talk about the thing they're talking about anyway, right?
Yeah,
I like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I do too.
Works out.
Excuse me. Sorry, DSP'd you guys. My bad.
It's all good.
Gary, I know Barry Gordy is that's the 4th, right? IV is 4th.
Yes.
Okay. He's awesome. We'll say hi to Barry Gordy the 4th. His dad was, I'm sure he's a good guy, and his dad was a legend. Motown. Fucking A. John Platt says, hail as Gary, X-Ray Girl, and mods and chats. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, MauLer.
Happy Christmas to everyone.
Everyone. Thank God that X-Ray Girl is every actress and actor from the BBCCP. If not, she would have not seen any movies or music in her entire life. Hail and Merry Christmas to you, Nerdrotic, and you as and X-Ray Girl and MauLer too. MauLer too.
Thank you.
I hope you win all the awards for Shogun. You did a great job.
I think I should get a few at least.
Yeah, versatile. Very versatile. Hail, I just wanted to let you know that I personally can't confirm the Snow White does suck and is a disgrace to the Disney legacy. Tulsa King rocks. Uh-oh. Somebody's seen it.
Somebody's seen it already.
Somebody's seen it already. Tulsa King does rock. I almost want to watch it again. And I might. I just might. If only MauLer was here, we could have an impromptu Buffy and Angel stream, says Nick the Greek.
I love that. We talked about it as soon as I arrived anyway.
It was nice seeing Az, the ghost of Christmas past. It was Eric Brown in his undisclosed location. Brendan Lucas for 10 euros says, is one of the big bads in woke other men who gaslight you, or you say your interest in these things is why you fail at life, and that liking woke things will get you chicks. See Act Ma'am, Angry Joe. If that's their logic, they should stick to video games. That would be my thing. The Act Ma'am.
What do people say if the stick to things lying to you? Do they say stick to comics? Do they say stick to movies? Have you ever gotten that?
Yeah, I probably stick to movies if I get into politics. I've probably gotten that.
I got them both when I had my first hot takes on the reverses. So basically, the first thing that my channel was partially known for was video games.
Yeah.
So when I put my first few, I think it was the Black Panther video, someone said stick to video games, and it's been so long now that I've done most movies that when I express a controversial thing on video games, they're like, "Hey, buddy, stick to movies."
It's like, oh, what are you talking about?
I don't even know.
That's so funny.
What?
It's so funny. Listen, I don't know much about the Act Ma'am. I just know I wouldn't have a conversation with them in DMs without knowing it would be shared somewhere, which is kind of what I assume with everything anyway. But yeah, and he can't be trusted at all. So I don't have any time for Angry Joe, whatever. Angry Joe, he spurgs once in a while. He's been quiet. They've all had to deal. They have to deal with their personal TDS now for the next 4 years. Hope they work it out. But I mean, honestly, I don't know much about either of them. You know what else shares an acronym with DEI? Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. Doofenshmirtz. English Batchers says, "Hail Gary and X-Ray. What are your 3 favorite Westerns?"
3 favorite Westerns. Does Blazing Saddle count?
Blazing Saddles counts as a Western, yes.
I know my favorite
Shanghai
is...
Noon? Jackie Chan?
Okay. I mean, I guess for Asian.
Okay.
Sure.
I loved him in that.
Okay.
I like Wild West too.
Oh my god. You talking about the Will Smith movie?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
so bad it's good.
Okay, stop. What's your favorite Western? MauLer.
Oh, Unforgiven every time. I adore that film.
Okay. Yeah, I'd have to split it between modern and classic, right? But we'll just do modern for now. So Outlaw, Josie Wales, Unforgiven, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But there's so many I love. Tombstones. Yeah.
I quite enjoy 310 to Yuma as well.
God, you could I could break it into multiple eras, just decades. But 310 Miyuma's awesome. Tombstone, is it my favorite modern Western? I think it is. It is. Yeah. Modern in the last 20, 30 years. We'll go. But Unforgiven, Tombstone are fucking awesome movies. High Plains Drifter, pretty much most Clint Eastwood.
Oh, did you see Jura 2, by the way?
Which?
Jura 2. That's the name of the film.
No.
It's Clint Eastwood's latest. It's I
Oh,
wanted to see it because
Juror. Okay.
Juror.
No, I have not. Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer, I don't know if you know, but the premise is like, what if there was a trial where a member of the jury was the one that actually killed the victim, so they know with perfect clarity that the accused is not guilty. It's like that I was like, that sounds like a really cool idea for a film. I wonder where they'll take it, and it really doesn't go any further than that in the film. Like it never quite evolves past that sort of idea, and the like I mean, I guess spoilers, but the end is basically him being like, I probably should admit that I did it, and then the credits hit. It's like,
I
okay.
heard something about that.
It feels like a Family Guy joke. Like, what, do you guys ever see Juror 2?
Yeah, it probably will be. It probably will be. That's. I mean, it's the randomness of life and the slice of life, and
there's value to it, and Nicholas Hoult has a good performance. J.K. Simmons is a bit of fun in there as well, but broadly speaking, they didn't really do much, or rather, he didn't really do much.
J.K. Simmons is an international treasure. Dude's one of the best actors out there. Every time he's in something, he eats all the fucking scenery. He was in such a fucking good show that they canceled. I'm still pissed about it. Called Counterpart. It was the whole concept of it was awesome. It tails out in the second season because they knew they were getting canceled, which was a bummer. But that first season is so fucking good. And it's J.K. Simmons playing two parts, MauLer. Maybe I've told you before. And it's a Cold War sci-fi drama. Back in the 90s, the Russians were working on an experiment, and they didn't punch a hole into another universe. They made a perfect copy of ours. So they made a multiverse. And at first, it was like a mirror. Everything was totally the same. 100% the same. But then one started drifting, and then you have kind of a docile worker bee, J.K. Simmons, and you have badass spy, J.K. Simmons. And what they are is basically at the wall of Berlin, but it's a tunnel, right? Where they, through analog, they pass messages to each other just because the sides split. They stopped having relations or what, so it's supposed to be like Cold War. And it's like all the technologies kind of, not all of it, but a lot of it's analog and stuff. It's very cool. It's very cool. And they fucking canceled it.
I remember you mentioned it before.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's your equivalent of, which yours sounds a little better, but did you ever see Awake? I've told people about it.
I've heard of it, yeah.
It's just a really cool idea, and they get to bank on it a little bit, and then the show ends. It's like, oh, this is getting really cool, and then it gets canceled. But yeah, for anybody who's listening, broad premise is guy gets into a car accident with his wife and kid, and his world splits in two, where one world his kid died, one world the wife died, and whenever he goes to sleep, he wakes up in the other world. And they're running two timelines, and at first they're exactly the same, except the difference of who died. But as time goes on, he's a cop as well. So one world he might fail to solve an investigation in time, while the other one he gets all the benefit of the information.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
There's a huge conspiracy that you start to unravel as to how and why he was in the accident that relates to the actual, the police force that he's with and different people, and more information comes out. They never solve the problem of why the fuck he has this happening to him, which of course would probably have happened with later seasons. But another cool element is he sees a different therapist in each world, and he starts pitting them against each other in terms of their analysis, because they both have a different conclusion about his problems. And like there's just different little things that make you wonder about exactly what's going on. But yeah, I was kind of into it, and then it was like no more. I was like,
no more.
Oh, okay.
I know there was some, like, about 10 years ago they were trying some original stuff, and it all died, and then we got stuck with what we have now. Sludge. Hail, I watched the EFAP, Gladiator and The Crew, Les Drinker and Sargon, rank the movies. Holy fuck, Zorro above Gladiator and Braveheart? Did you guys really? Did you?
I unapologetically adore The Mask of Zorro, the film.
I got to think about that.
I can't remember if we said strictly like film quality or if we were talking about favorites. Because we did this recording so fucking long ago, but I knew at the time that it would change all my rankings on a whim for the following day in terms of it was a really difficult list. But Zorro is one of my favorite movies from when I was super young, so I don't really, it's hard to beat it for me.
So the rest of it goes So Zorro above Gladiator and Braveheart, Knight's Tale and Three Musketeers, not even the good one, above 300. What the actual fuck, Gary? Please handle this travesty. I'd have to.
That was definitely the enjoyment thing because Three Musketeers is a bad movie, but it's really funny. Have you seen it? The Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yes,
one?
of course.
It's like it's actually pretty entertaining, but it's retarded.
It's retarded, and so yeah, it's like I think the barometer is we'll acknowledge that Braveheart and Gladiator are better movies than Zorro, but we have more fun watching Zorro. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not like I'm not sure if that's what I said or if that's even how I feel right now.
Okay.
I genuinely think Zorro is a very.
I was trying to give you a lifeline there.
No, I get you. I'm trying to say that
I
not
love
sure
Zorro. I have the 4K steel book. Okay,
I don't
fucking
so
love that movie.
Clearly, the bigger fan.
I am clearly the bigger fan.
I do quite adore it in terms of like
it's Martin
almost
Campbell,
everything about it.
Right? Didn't Martin Campbell direct it?
I'd have to check. I can't remember,
yeah, I'm pretty sure Martin Campbell directed. Who directed Casino Royale, right?
It reminds me of The Mummy. Where it basically has everything in it.
Yeah,
it's like one of those kinds of films.
The Mummy is a movie. It came out right around Phantom Menace, same year, same
99, yeah, I think.
Yeah, 99, within a couple of months at each other, and yeah, well, I can't remember now. I just remember it was in my mind at the time. Maybe there was a trailer or something. It was a long time ago, but
yeah, it was 99.
It was 99. I watched it, and it's kind of like this is a placeholder until we get to Star Wars. And I'm like, that's a really good movie. I liked it. It's silly. It's kind of dumb. It's how I felt about Independence Day back then. I was a little bit of a snob back then. And it's something I've grown to like love so much more as time goes on. I freaking love The Mummy so much.
I have nothing but praise for The Mummy. It's such a fucking cool movie.
I didn't see it as cool of a movie at the time I first saw it as I do now.
Rick O'Connell deserved to be more respected as an icon, as an individual, but he didn't quite get there.
Nope. But damn, those are good. And it turns out better than the Phantom Menace. Didn't think that would happen. Didn't think that would happen.
I don't think that's going to be controversial. Surely most people agree with that. The Mummy's badass.
But yeah, Three Musketeers and Knight's Tale above 300, no. And I like Knight's Tale. I think it's a fun little movie.
Ooh, you should, because I think what was happening there was it was Shad actually. He adores A Knight's Tale, and I think he would fight tooth and nail on that.
Of course, Shad is like an autistic dog who gets a toy, and he will never give it up.
I like A Knight's Tale,
and I admire that tenacity.
I'm not entirely sure where I would rank it in retrospect.
It's fun. Like fun use of music, and Heath Ledger, really good actor. Really good actor. You ever see Brothers Grimm? Terry Gilliam's Brothers Grimm?
I don't think I actually did see that.
For him, it's a director for hire movie. It's really a toned down Terry Gilliam film, but still, I enjoyed it. But it was watching that movie when they picked Heath Ledger as the Joker. I'm like, he could do it. He could totally do it because he's really manic in Brothers Grimm. It's like, yeah, he could totally do it.
I didn't know him from a lot. I knew him from one of those romantic comedy movies. Like, it's something, Reasons I Hate You or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
10 Reasons I Hate You?
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember that one. Just not the time.
And I remember watching it and then finding out that guy's going to be Joker. I was like, okay. Like, sure. Obviously, I was much younger and I just acknowledged the idea of like Jack Nicholson will be, the next one will be him. It's like, right. Sure, we'll give him a shot. And you know what? He did pretty good.
He did pretty good.
He did pretty good.
He did pretty good. God, I don't want to blow. I was working on a video and going over a lot of Joker 2 stuff, MauLer. Let's just say I was going over a lot of Joker 2 stuff. And fuck. I look on it so much worse than I did even at the time when it came out. Did you know the Joker 2? It cost $200 million, right?
Yeah.
it lost $200 million. So the overall cost to the studio is almost $500 million for that movie. It's
So you're saying they recovered the marketing costs at least? They just didn't recover any of the main budget.
They just didn't cover any of the budget at all. So it doubles. It doubles. So your loss is $400 million.
What a fucking mess. Hey, at least was it Quentin Tarantino liked it?
Quentin Tarantino liked it. But like you get where he's coming from. He's kind of a fuck you. I'm a rebel guy. I'm an auteur director telling the audience is fuck off. That's punk rock. And you know what? There's a time where you could probably go sure, but not this time. Like think about the timing of, maybe your entire industry's been telling the audience to fuck off for about 10 years. You might want to make a movie that specifically does it. I just saying it's probably not a good idea.
What's a good example of a time where like a movie or something has said fuck off to the audience and it's been well executed?
Well, I think there's been movies like Crash. Crash, it wasn't a specific fuck you audience. It was a divisive movie that I think it was nominated for Best Picture and everybody fucking, like some people just fucking hated that movie. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. But I'm trying to think of a movie that told people to fuck off specifically. That was as big as Joker 2. Not some little indie movie.
Also interesting. Someone in chat said Gremlins 2. That might be a calmer version of that. It's like having fun with it, isn't it? A little bit. Because it makes fun of Gremlins 1 a little.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meta stuff.
But there's a lot of meta stuff, but Gremlins 2 works in the same way that RoboCop works and Starship Troopers. So there's a dark comedy aspect to it. There's an, well,
yeah, I love
it's
them.
a parody
Gremlins
aspect to it. It's a parody, right?
I'm surprised they haven't threatened Gremlins 3 yet, or maybe they have. I'd have to check. But that one's got to be on the way, and there'll be CGI.
How could they have not done that? Yeah, I just don't. I fucking love both those movies. I loved Gremlins 2 from day one. Because it had metal. It had metal in it, and Christopher Lee, and it's like, yeah, how could you not like it? The first one's great though. That soundtrack is like driven into my head. I listen to it all the time. Jerry Goldsmith.
I need to rewatch that Christmas movie.
It kind of is, right? So
a little bit.
There's snow.
Yeah.
You know what else shares an act? I already read that one. My first live action movie, The End. I was 4. What was the first movie you remember seeing that's non-animated, MauLer? So in the theater, live action movie. I already told mine.
Oh, this is tough. It's I know I saw Small Soldiers in the theater. When did that come out?
Oh, that was Phil Hartman's last, right? So
98.
Yeah,
which means I would have been 5. Nice. That's probably it. Because I remembering earlier than that's going to be real fucking hard.
Yeah, mine
That's
was
impressive though.
Yeah, mine was The Who's Tommy. You probably didn't even know that was a movie, but it's a movie.
No,
they made a movie out of the album. It's got Elton John in it. Yeah, like when music was kind of the top tier form of entertainment, they made like concept albums and movies on them and stuff back in the day. And The Who's Tommy. Gary, when you see ask him if Chat's mom has a nice rack and if it's a She-Hulk rack or a real rack. Well, if Az likes it, you can kind of lean towards one direction. Hail from Houston. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and Happy New Year. Thanks, Texas Sam. Hail, you're not that far from me. Not that far from me. Will y'all cover the new Karate Kid trailer? The movie? I'm you know what? I'm so not interested in that movie after Cobra Kai, yes. No Johnny Lawrence. No, I don't care. I also prefer Shatner over Hamill. More after the mass of vaginal flux-shaped ass ballless man called Will Wheaton, threw a hissy fit about the Shat being mean to him. The era of PR-driven fake nice celebs has to end. Make based asshole celebs great again. Yes, I appreciate William Shatner is honest. He doesn't, for one, he's 93. He doesn't give a fuck, and he's honest. And I've always heard if you come prepared to work, he's great to work with. If you don't, he's not great to work with. And if you figure an actor with decades of training and like take their job seriously, they're not there to be buddies. It's not show friends. It's show business. Show business, MauLer. Show business, not show friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you expect people to work. I respect that. I respect the hell out of Shatner. I do. Mark Hamill, I have no respect for. None whatsoever. He has done more damage to Luke Skywalker than Rian Johnson and Jar Jar Abrams put together. Fuck Luke Skywalker. Don't even care. Recast him. I don't give a shit anymore.
I mean, we could just not do any more Star Wars.
That would be an option. That would be
great.
an option.
You kept up with the Skeleton Crew?
Nope.
I forgot to. I absolutely, genuinely, I had someone reference some screenshot from episode 3, and I was like, oh, fuck, right. I need to get on that.
Episodes are really short anyway, at the very least.
Yeah, I feel the same way about that as I did Miss Marvel. It's like, it stars a kid. It's going to be inconsequential. I mean, that stuff's fine. I mean, that would be great if a Miss Marvel or a Skeleton Crew existed in an intellectual property or franchise that was, say, successful, that, had really successful shows and movies, or even moderately successful. I'll accept that, and it stayed true to its core. Doing a little kid show for Star Wars is great. That's fine. They did the Ewok Adventures. No problem with that whatsoever. That'd probably be a really good way to go. Unfortunately, the little kid show is now what they're relying on. I don't know why you would spend money on that much money when you're this much in the hole, but this is Disney we're talking about. So
Yeah, I mean, it can't be like, it's only going to do so well. They must have known that. So was this made clear when they produced this thing? It was like, this is only going to be okay, guys, at best, for engagement. Even if I don't even know if it's that. I don't know. It's just...
and like, as far as the engagement is concerned, well, for one, you think a kid show would get more engagement on Disney Plus, but it doesn't, because Star Wars isn't for kids. Kids don't watch Star Wars. There's no, when we were traveling in Peru, X-Ray Girl, what did we see? Captain America shirts. Saw tons of Captain America shirts, Hulk shirts, Iron Man shirts, Spider-Man shirts. Didn't see a single fucking Star Wars thing. No, and it's anecdotal, but we jumped all over that country, and the same was in the UK. When I was in the UK, what did I see the little kids wearing? Captain America shirts, Iron Man shirts, Spider-Man shirts. Didn't see anybody wearing Star Wars. Now, not even when, I'll just say when I was younger, is it like in the early 2000s, during the Clone War, during the prequels, there's Star Wars shit everywhere, everywhere. So they've lost a generation, just like Star Trek. Like hell, that con I went to, MauLer, did I see any Rey cosplay? No. Did I see any Guy Ladriel cosplay? No. Jinx.
I mean,
fucking Jinx.
Yeah,
lots
everywhere.
Jinx. Yeah.
Holy
everywhere.
crap! It was insane.
Yeah, and Riot are aware of that. The Jinx is probably going to end up in more of the shows, which is going to annoy the hell out of me for reasons I won't go into right now because we'll be here for hours. But yeah, it's a very interesting way to track what the interest is, right? Like merchandise and even cosplaying and stuff. What's the general interest? Because you got both what people want to dress up as, and then what people know other people want to see, and so they change accordingly and stuff. So yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before, but Star Wars has annihilated its core audience for the most part. It's dispersed and split up,
Yeah.
and the average person that we speak to has no idea Skeleton Crew even exists, let alone all the other things that have come out on Disney Plus. And if you said to them, "We've had 2 Star Wars movies since Rise of Skywalker," they would be like, yeah. And then you'd be like, "No, we haven't. I made that up."
Yep.
And it's just like, oh, okay. There's nobody's tracking it anymore because they killed it.
No. Oh God, what stream was I watching? Might have been George, Giant Slayer. Hail George. But somebody put up a list of everything Marvel put out, right? And you could put Star Wars list would be less. But Marvel in like the COVID years, like 20 to 23, put out like 16 things. 16 things over 2 years.
Things is a good way to put it.
And that's what it is. And Star Wars put like 8 things out over 2 years that nobody watched, that now you're required to watch any movies in the future, right? Now Marvel's getting away from that, but dude, Mandalorian and Grogu, you have to watch the show. Does anybody, and I don't mean this to be condescending, do you have any concept the percentage of people who watch TV shows as opposed to the movies? Some have done the math on it, and it's like 4%.
What's
So we're
funny,
talking about that's just in America, but that's about 4%.
A Mandalorian and Grogu film, anybody who finds anything out about it would find out quickly. It's like, oh, this is on top of 3 seasons of TV. Shit, I guess. And, maybe they'll be compelled to go see it, but it's like it's not something you can't just summarize pretty quickly. Those 3 seasons, It's like those two on an adventure together, and they eventually settle down together. That's like what about Grogu's character have I not told you? Because it's baby. It's
baby. He likes to eat eggs of things, and it's really cute when he kills the little babies.
And then Mando, well, he's I don't know, stoic.
Well, that one clip with that. He drank the milk. That pretty much that describes Mandalorian perfectly, I think. If you go to a specific episode. I can't remember why I went back to look at it. Oh, it was over my Disney top, the Disney Star Wars top 10 Disney Star Wars disasters. By the way, best video Perry has ever done. It's my personal favorite on my channel. Ooh. End of story. Love that fucking video. I went over and I watched the first episode of like Mando when the dinosaur attacks on the fucking gator, and I thought it was ridiculous at the time, and it's even worse now, like how much they go back and forth when they don't need to in that episode. Remember the pterodactyl thing takes a kid. Right?
Yep.
And doesn't eat it right away. So the fucking Mandalorians fuck around and go back and forth twice before they find the kid. It's just
don't forget, they
back and forth.
At first, they'll chase it on their jetpacks knowing they cannot catch up to it.
Yeah.
And then they have to walk back.
Then they have to walk back because they run out of fuel. Then they take a transport back out, and the kid is still like alive. Yeah. It's so fucking dumb.
No, yeah. Well, what's crazy about Mandalorian in retrospect, especially with something like The Penguin having come out, is that you'll consolidate all the way down to like an 8-episode miniseries, very specific purpose and stuff, and yet they will have some of the most filler of filler episodes ever. And I remember people being like, hey, it's normal for TV shows to have filler. It's like, not when you crush it down by a third. Like, it's when you have a 22 episode, I get that. And you can do a lot with quote unquote filler episodes, right? Where nothing big plot wise happens, but you explore a character or something. Maybe some people wouldn't even consider that filler at that point. I don't know. Everyone's got a different definition. But the idea that we have such a little amount of episodes, and then there's just an episode when fucking nothing happens, or some kid gets kidnapped and then they get him back by the end. You're just like, okay. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's an adventurous show. And it's just like, yeah, but like, shouldn't there be more substance? Shouldn't there be actual story?
If you want to do like the monster of the week, then commit to it, right? Make that an episode with a beginning, middle, and end, not just like, we saved kid. Yay.
I miss
television.
The older era of television.
I miss writing. I do. Arg, another name for $9.99 says, I've got to get rid of these progressives. Gary getting political. Did I say that? I wouldn't. I don't want to get
You
rid of
said
them.
the progressive glasses,
Oh,
technically.
gotcha. I was like, no, I kind of like dumb people being out there saying what they want to say freely. I think it's great. I don't want Destiny deplatformed. I want to see him shifting his jaw around and doing this, doing that. Like, listen, maybe there's some, maybe he's got palsy or something. I don't fucking know. But that's what tweakers do. They do the jaw thing. And it's pretty common between coke and meth. Pretty common thing. I used to do it when I was all tweaked out. God, I don't miss those days at all.
Is there a special name for doing both? Like Kath?
Oh, like both? Oh, coke and meth? Yeah, I've done that. Not advisable. Not good for your heart.
Not advisable.
Not advisable at all. Because I got to talk about the crank that I used to use. Probably different than what they do today because it was made many, many years ago by bikers. And it, even though it's fully synthetic and horrible for you, it lasts longer and it doesn't hit as hard and fast as it depends on the purity of a line of Coke, which will fucking give you a mini heart attack if you push it. It feels like
so you can say this stream advises against this sort of behavior.
I say don't do drugs. They will
do
ruin your life.
drugs. Yeah.
Jail, you will end up in the easiest way out is death. Jails or institutions.
Hey, you know what I watched recently?
What's that?
The Wild Robot. Have you seen that?
How is that? I haven't seen it.
It was very good. I
good.
enjoyed it. Super wholesome, super fun, and it's just basically there's like it's a future where humans have got worker robot helpers. One of them gets fucked up in delivery and ends up on some island where it is desperately trying to figure out what it's supposed to do because it's just surrounded by animals. And it's honestly kind of neat that we got a film like that because it's it's a high budget animation from what am I blanking? I think it's DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
And yeah. And it's a wholesome story about parenthood and stuff. And I don't know. I just watched it. I was like, you know what? I like that.
That's good.
More of this, please.
That's good. Everything I've watched is old.
Matt Berry is in it, and I almost recommend anything with Matt Berry just because of his voice.
Yeah.
Hence why I thought of it, because I was kind of doing a bad version of it just now.
The Morok for $1.99 says, how about a Landman appreciation stream today? Well, MauLer hasn't seen Landman, but I have. I watched the last episode. Thought it was fucking fantastic. Effing fantastic. I think I'm watching Yellowstone and out of curiosity. I haven't seen the last episode yet. I know Jack Posobiec was saying it was woke, but he also said Tulsa King was woke, which couldn't be further from the truth.
Wow, I've not heard anyone make that claim for Tulsa King.
No, he did because in season 1, he sends his Uber driver becomes his personal driver, and then he hands him like $50,000 in cash and says, "Go buy a car." So the dealership assumed that a black guy walking in with a stack of money, he can't sell him the car. Now, what they didn't explain in the episode, and maybe they didn't even know that at least back in my day, maybe they've changed this since then. So anybody working at a dealership, let me know. If you walked in with $50,000 cash, they wouldn't necessarily sell you a car. They would necessarily think you were a drug dealer, which puts them at risk, and they might say no. I've seen it happen.
I could buy that.
Black or white, Mexican, doesn't matter. You come in with a stack of money, they're going, drug dealer. No, thanks. And some dealerships would. They'll go, give me the fucking money right now. But I do recall there being like a thing where they have to report it or do some stuff. But I mean, yeah, basically, and then Sylvester Stallone comes back, pops the guy in the mouth and says, you know what's funny is you just assumed I was the reputable one because I'm wearing a suit, but I'm actually not the reputable one. And he punches him in the face. And he said, this guy's a good kid. He's a good kid. Let him. He's all, now you're going to give me a navigator for free. So It's a damn good show. It's a gangster show. B-Chain 315 for $5. Hail Gary and X-Ray Girl. I have jury duty on Monday, the 23rd. Merry fucking Christmas. Hope this week, hope your week will start off better. Hail the fellowship. It's fine. I'm still.
That is a crappy day to start jury duty. Why? That sucks for him.
Yeah, like I get out of all the jury duties because I'm a felon. I get to check that little box. Whoops, sorry. It's almost worth staying a felon to get out of jury duty. I laugh when I get those. I'm all, Coop.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me. You put me on a jury. Not guilty. That's what they assume you're going to do, you know? When it's probably the opposite. If you put a felon on a fucking jury, they're probably going to go, oh, this motherfucker did it. He's going down. I got to do time. He's got to do time. Guilty. Forgot. Merry Christmas, Gary, X-Ray Girl in chat. Thanks, Coop. The Toys R Us in San Marcos has been open since October. We have plans to go within the next week when I do some Christmas shopping. But yeah, we have you had Toys R Us in the UK, right, MauLer?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're all gone now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. They've been gone for us since 2019. I was at Tesla, and there was still a Toys R Us open when I was at Tesla. So it wasn't that. They've been gone for a few years. Well, they're coming back now. They were inside like Nordstrom's and stuff, department stores, but now I guess they're doing their own. And there's one in a city that's about 40 minutes away from me, a full Toys R Us. I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go. I'm sure it'll be disappointing because they just don't make as many toys as they used to, but that'd be rad. Mr. Boom Blaster for 2625 says, hi, Gary, Az and MauLer. I want to shout out a YouTube channel. You can play it. Two can play that game. A lovely couple that play games live on stream. Can you please show on stream for a few seconds that you have to search at Two Can Play Gaming because YouTube sucks. If you want to pull it up, X-Ray Girl, Two Can Play Gaming. Joey Bag of Donuts for $1.99. The real Nerdrotic Nooner, R.I.P. MauLer. He's back.
I'm here.
You can't keep an eldritch god down. Do you like Elf Quest, and could it be adapted? I did like Elf Quest, and if you adapted it in the Ralph Bakshi type of way, yes, I think it would work. You'll have to wait till AI can mimic full 2D animation, which we're probably not too far off from that, to be honest with you. It must be, there's certain industries that you just thought were immune to automation, right?
Mm.
Like even like my wife, when she was a hairdresser, you would think, well, that one's immune to automation. You're going to make a fucking machine to do your hair. And there will be.
Yeah. The hospital industry, a lot of stuff is going to automation. Even doctors, they're not safe from it unless you're doing like real surgery.
And you got the
at
robot
the moment.
hands.
But like X-ray doctors, they can do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Mm-hmm.
So 2D animators, thing of the past. I mean, there'll be a day when you can properly prompt an AI comic and you will not be able to tell the difference between an artist and the AI comic. Don't love telling you this news, but it's very close, especially 2D animation for sure. Very close.
You know the crazy, well, maybe not the craziest. There's all kinds of craziest sort of things, but just knowing that there's people who are now, like, they'll cycle their thoughts and feelings into some kind of AI to correct the English and to add more context to make them, make better points or to have more interesting things to say. It's just like, and when they incorporate that into like a full attachment or something where you can just do it automatically with whatever you're thinking about or something, obviously way further into the future, just like, yeah, we're heading to
we're in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
We're in fucking trouble. Oh boy, can't unmake the soup on that one though.
I mean, we've had countless sci-fi stories warning about all of this for ages. It was always coming.
It was always coming. Sorry, go on.
You know, just most of them are just a warning of like, hopefully we'll treat this technology well, which I can't speak for the rest of humanity, but
No.
let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope against hope that every sci-fi story ever written is wrong. Okay.
Especially the Black Mirror stuff.
And
oh
our
my God.
machine overlords just want to live with us in peace and not turn us into batteries or wipe us out from the planet or turn us into slaves or whatever. Joey Bag of Donuts, thank you. Bobby Hammer for $9.99. Gary, quick question. Which run did you like better, David Tennant or Matt Smith? I preferred Smith. And would you agree that Stephen Moffat was better than RTD? I'd say in many ways, Stephen Moffat was better than RTD. Where Moffat fell off and RTD shined was in resolution of a story. I think Moffat's ideas got a little too big for the budget sometimes. And he would, there's the Moffat red herring. He would certainly do mystery box stuff, but which era is better? Ooh, I still got to say that the Tennant era, but I'll tell you what. Ever since David Tennant showed up in those specials, MauLer, I'm Team Matt Smith. I've been watching more Matt Smith stuff. I think Matt Smith will age better and give it some time because some of those episodes are really fucking dark and good. Like Asylum of the Daleks, dude, is so fucked up. It's such a fucked up episode that people don't think about that much, probably, because you just see Clara, right, in her little room. And by the way, if that's the Clara we were supposed to get, that would have been a better Clara. A little more cheeky, a little more fun. But when you find out that version of Clara is chopped up into little bits and turned into a Dalek at the end, it's like, wow, holy shit. The sleeper Daleks. And you think about it, it's lame, but like just 1 minute you're a person, the next minute you're dead, and you have a Dalek stalk coming out of your head. It was fucking cool. That was a cool episode. And a whole planet of crazy Daleks. I dig that episode. It's one of my faves.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't really compare to the new Tennant episodes, though.
No, it really doesn't. But no, Matt Smith, looking a lot better these days. Well, I just finished the new Indiana Jones game. Not great ending. If you still plan to play it, you might enjoy exploring the maps and the reference to things you talk about on Forbidden Frontier. All else is very meh. Oh, shit, it might be entertaining to me if it's meh. I heard it's kind of boring. Yeah.
I mean, you saw me and Naz practically just gave up talking about it, and no one wanted to hear about it. It was just the dulls and experiences playing it, so alrighty.
I can't believe Az hates you, Gary. I thought he died. No, he's always hated me, Rudy. It's no secret. Trish Page, what's up, Trish? Hi, Gary and X-Ray Girl. I did it. I paid $8,000 for spacers, expanders, and Invisalign. It's more than just your teeth. It's all about your health, sinuses, that kind of thing we need for breathing. Hail. Yeah. I didn't think I had time for an appointment today, but I guess I just don't have a choice because it's near the holidays. Just curious, what happened to Johnny Law and FNT? His guest said he was coming on, but he couldn't. Gave Ask instead. Johnny had stuff going.
He had yeah. We'll have him back. It's just
He had a personal issue, so it's all good. We all good.
Stuff happens in people's lives.
Merry Christmas. May your days be nerdy and bright. Thanks. And an internet loser. You're amongst friends here. The Paladin for 20 says, Gary, Dan to Dan is great. It posits. It posits. X-ray girl?
It posits the reason. That's a word.
Okay.
I swear.
Posits. The reason aliens haven't taken us over with advanced technology is because their tech is ineffective against ghosts and cryptids are too strong. They abduct us to find out how we survived Earth. Cool. The Darkness for 1999. What's the first movie that you saw boobs in? Mine was Just One of the Guys when she proved she wasn't a dude. I'm pretty sure there were boobs in Tommy. Do I remember seeing them as a 5-year-old? You think I would? But after that, are there boobs in Animal House? You think I should just know this? I mean, I think the one that's seared into my mind is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Okay.
That makes sense.
Seared into my mind. But I'm sure I saw boobs before that.
It might have been Airplane for me, funnily enough.
Yeah, that's funny. Airplane. Boobies.
I don't remember when I saw boobs for the first time, but I'm also a girl, so.
There you go. It's not going to... I mean, every dude should remember when he saw boobs on the screen for the first time. I mean, that's kind of a rite of passage. I could see Az doing a get ready with me video, but it's just him opening incognito tabs and preparing various forms of moisturizers and tissues. Wonderful, Mr. Wolf, for $5. Accurate. MauLer, instantly thought of you when I saw the top comment on 10-minute video from a creator that blew up on YouTube using shorts. The top comment, I'm really liking this long form content. Like, bruh.
Well, all the comments on the Alien Robbers video were like, oh my God, MauLer's doing shorts.
I know. Well, you know, shorts are extended to like 3 minutes now, and they're pretty soon they're not going to be shorts. Okay. Pretty soon they're going to be videos. They're going to be videos. This thing called videos. I fucking hate them. I hate shorts.
Yeah.
I hate all of it. Pac-Man 76, $4.99. Dumbest method of powering a space vessel, teleporting across a space mushroom network, feeding coal to a space god, or accumulating baby farts. Ooh. That is a rough one. I'm going to have to go with, okay, accumulating baby farts is retarded, but at least it's silly enough to be in Doctor. It's fucking retarded, but it's silly enough. I think we're not talking about the director's cut. But I think feeding coal in a spaceship is pretty fucking retarded. And then the context of the non-director's cut, they were just feeding coal to an engine.
Yeah,
They didn't mention a space god.
No. And I guess they're just past census, right? Having coal instead of skeletons and stuff.
Yep. Now, the other one, I think, quite frankly, is much cooler, is feeding bodies to a space god. That just sounds cooler to me. It's still a stupid fucking movie, and the director's cuts are even worse because they're just longer.
Agreed. I didn't even watch the second one. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't
try
either. Kill her.
Jet, kill her.
Jet. Please read
Zachary, this. What are you going to do next?
He is doing something. He's doing like an action flick. I think they took the budget away from him. No, he's doing 300 series. Yeah. That's what he's doing. But he was doing some other movie, but he's doing a 300 series. There was already a 300 series. It wasn't necessarily 300. It's a different civilization, but you know what I mean. Spartacus. Fucking rad show by Sam Raimi. Fucking great show. Eddie Brock, 9043 for €5.99. Says, please read this in gay voice. Hey, Gary and X-Ray Girl. Will you be reading Santa's Husband by Daniel Kibblesmith on this Friday's FNT or on next week's FNT? This week is the Christmas episode, right?
I would believe so.
Because it's the Friday before. Yeah, I don't sell. It's the Friday before Christmas, right? God damn.
I would think so, yeah.
I am fucking running out of time. Yeah.
My God. Christmas is in 1 week.
Damn. I got some things.
I got
to
so much
really
fucking
prep.
work to do before
Yeah.
before the next week. It's like, no. Oh, my kids will be in town by Saturday too. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. But yeah, so this Friday will be the Christmas episode. We will read Santa's Husband. I think it's in my closet. It's a perfect place for it, to be honest with you. I got to take Santa's Husband out of the closet to read it. So
Makes sense.
Shirley, son of a bitch, has gifted one Nerdrotic membership for $5. Thank you very much. WS for $10. Separating from the Army in 10 days. I like how you say you're separating. Thinking of moving to Texas from Washington. Any tips on first-time home buyer and first-time Texas mover? Scout it. So come here for a week on a couple of trips. That's what we did. So we scouted it out locations. It depends. If you're looking for good price, like Texas houses are cheaper than Washington houses. So you'll be happy about that. But I'd stay away from Austin. I'd stay away from big cities. You could be on the outskirts of this town. San Marcos is pretty nice. It's expensive though. It's expensive. Maybe a little bit in the hill country. It depends on how much you need internet. I'd be living in the hill country if I didn't need internet. Kerrville, places like that. Check it out. Mitchell Fields. This is 3 parts. I got to move this over here so I can read it. 3 parts. Expand on this idea. Star Trek Section 31 could be amazing, but it needs 4 seasons and Dr. Bashir. What gay or straight one? In season 1, because Lower Decks made him gay. He joins and is secretly sabotaging operations. The season finally, something goes wrong. In season 2, he is forced to undo the damage that he's working covering his tracks. In season 3, he starts accepting being in Section 31 and finding a boyfriend. Sorry, no, I added that there. Agent and does assignments with bioweapons and more. Season 3 finale lets Bashir know they know he was doing the sabotage, and many agents do it. But now he sees why Section 31 is needed and gets promoted. Well, you've put more thought into it with those super chats than Alex Kurtzman ever did, and I'd rather watch that. The Section 31 movie, I'm just going to watch to meme on because I think it's going to be really memeable. I think it's going to be really easy to mock. I could be wrong. Casual Sadism says, looking forward to the new Wallace and Gromit movie. Is there yeah. I love Wallace and Gromit.
As anyone should. It's the natural state.
It is. I mean, fuck. I loved him so much. Yeah, is that going to be out in the theaters, streaming? What's going on with that? When is it coming out? Because I want to see it.
I'm not sure. Actually, it's a good question. I'd have to check. I know Fringy will know, but yeah, it'll be definitely something to keep an eye on in terms of that. The Oddman are like guaranteed quality, pretty much.
Yes, which we don't get. It's like when there's a South Park episode. You know you're going to like it. One way or another. Yeah. Hey, Gary, 6 years sober. Your channel help. Wow. But you did it, really. Especially early on. Keep up the great work. What are your thoughts on R.A. Salvatore's books, Go Steelers? I think he's actually pretty good. I've gotten to meet him a couple of times. He came into my store. Very nice guy. What do I think of his books? Good. What I've read. Not everything. It's been a minute, though. I was reading his stuff in early 2000s. Didn't he adapt a Star Wars book? Pretty sure he did one of the movie adaptations. I could be wrong, though. Could be wrong.
When's the Superman teaser out?
Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Thursday.
I thought we were getting a trailer like today.
No, they did a press thing yesterday, and they're rolling out like little things building up to it, but it's going to be Thursday, they said. Or we'd be reviewing it right now. I might do a video review on it. You never know.
Well, what did you think of that poster? I feel like we should talk about that.
Oh, right? You want to pull poster X-Ray Girl? I thought it was good. I thought it was good poster.
I think that in the same way that first image that he released was bad, this is really good. This is like an excellent choice. Obviously, can't speak to whatever this movie is going to end up being, but releasing a poster like that is, especially with the music choice, whatever release he had, where it was like a motion poster or whatever. I don't see how you could be upset by this. I guess
Wait until the technology gets good enough to where you can have something as thin as a poster that will have music, and it won't be just lenticular. It'll be a screen. So when you pull this up, your poster on your wall will do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we might be there already, but I don't like as far as mass producing them. Not sure. Probably be pretty expensive. But when the technology gets really cheap, imagine like your movie poster being that little lit in the background. That'd be fucking awesome. I'd have a ton of those. And you could turn on the music. You could turn it off. It'll probably annoy you after the first 5 minutes, but
Also, look up is a very strong tagline, I think.
Yep. Dean Cain says that to Luthor. He says, look up.
Yeah, it doesn't speak to the film, but I mean, of all things you could do to promote it, this was a good choice, I think.
No, that looks like motherfucking Superman. The colors are brighter. I love the trunks. Don't like the collar. It will annoy me, but that looks really fucking good.
And I really think less is more sometimes with the way they market things today. So,
well, considering how movie posters generally suck, like this is a good one. This is a good teaser poster.
You got a lot riding on this.
Yep. But you know what? I really like the teaser poster for Superman Returns too. That was pretty good. We'll see. We'll see. There is, what's going to be funny is the debate around this movie, dude, because we all know what's going to happen. So there's a gun side of things, and there's a Snyder side of things. There's multiple factions in the fundamentalist group known as DC and their fandom. I love them to death. But they are far more passionate than Marvel fans. They will fight way more than Marvel fans. They will fight Marvel fans that don't care. That's what I love about DC fans. But man, when this movie comes out, there's going to be people. It's going to be really funny on Twitter because you're going to have a battle of two factions that's just going to like fill your anything you say about this movie, good or bad, is going to be filled. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, dude. I just put out a tweet that said James Gunn's DCU is not off to a great start. # Creature Commandos. And it was after I watched the first two basically boring episodes. And holy shit. Got like 1 million impressions. It's like and like if this is what it's gonna if that's what it's gonna be like, and this is just Creature Commandos, holy shit. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, Fringy watched first too, and I was like, "Do you recommend it?" He was like, "No."
No.
Like, all right, well.
Well, the big thing was there's incels in it, right? So the Sons of Themyscira were turned into incels. So they're like, "You didn't like it because that's you," and it's like,
got him,
got me. James Gunn was thinking about me when he's starting out the DCEU. He's thinking about no, it's just a typical thing for them to do. And that's not what makes the show not great. It was the voice acting's not very good. The writing's not very good. And the animation's pretty choppy. There are characters I genuinely like in it. I like the Bride. I read Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. Okay. I like the Bride. I like the character of Frankenstein, except in this because they made him a total fucking cuck. I like Flag. I like Amanda Waller. Dr. Phosphorus. These are characters I like. Just it was boring. I haven't seen the rest, though. Maybe it picks up. Maybe it picks up, MauLer.
Maybe.
And I will watch the rest. I will watch the rest. I just didn't feel the need. I don't think James Gunn's very good at writing serialized television. I didn't like Peacemaker, and I didn't like, so far, Creature Commandos. I did like The Suicide Squad. You like that movie, right, MauLer?
The Suicide Squad. I like the characters in it. I didn't think the plot was very well done, but it's all right.
Yeah. It was fine. It was a good movie. It was fine. MauLer didn't like Guardians Volume 3. I did. But it's nowhere near the level of James Gunn we are expected to have, even with Guardians 2 or Guardians 1, which is way up there, right?
Yeah, and I don't know anymore what the fuck we're gonna get with Superman. It's
not a clue.
The first few days that comes out, everyone's gonna be like, thoughts from basically everybody, and it's gonna be like, well, I got no predictions on exactly what we get. A lot of people think it's gonna be pretty cringy or like Marvel humory will be in there, or trademarks of like Guardians approach and stuff. But I assume James Gunn has a plan.
He can do earnest, and like where he does it best is in the first Guardians film, where there's a mix of the humor. But the reason that movie works so well is because it's earnest, right? So, especially in that scene with the Collector, right? And the Infinity Stone. And it blows up, right? And even though like Star-Lord goes, I like that's when you realize there's a really great moment when they all realize they all have their different motivations and they want to get money, but then they see how dangerous that thing is and they just go, we need to get rid of this thing. Fuck this. That was such a good scene where it really tells you like, oh, this is just one thing from which there are many, and it's very dangerous.
It's like Rocket says, since when do you care about the world or whatever? And he says, I'm one of the idiots who lives in it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, the big payoff at the end, right, where they have to bind together to control the Power Stone, and you get Peter thinking about his mom and stuff. That's all very, very well done, I think.
Yep. So he could do it. I just don't know if he's the right guy to do like a symbol of America, right? Superman, worldwide popularity, but Superman's an American. It's very American. And I don't know how much James Gunn likes this country. So that's pretty much where you're going to get is how are you going to connect with America, with the symbol of America, when you don't really like the country? So we'll see if that gets worked out. I could be wrong.
July 11th.
Evil Multiverse Gary for $2. How does it feel to be my nemesis and worse Gary? Feels great. Actually sleep like a baby at night. Always remember that the point of Obamacare was to make our healthcare system so bad that Americans would demand for single-payer healthcare. That's yes, that is true. It was supposed to be a gateway to single-payer healthcare, which is a concept not entirely different from whatever they're doing in Canada and what they do in the UK. You guys pay for that there. The only problem is America's bigger than the UK and Canada. And the UK,
what?
I know. And the UK and Canada already have their problems with their healthcare. Not saying ours is great. Okay, not saying it. But it would be a little more of a problem in a country this big. Just would. It would drain it. Absolutely financially drain it. And then there's the corruption of the hospitals and the insurance companies. But Razorfist did a great video, and he was basically bringing up, COVID, and I think even Eric brought this up. It's not just the insurance companies. I'm not happy with them too, but it's also the hospitals and what they charge and what doctors charge and the people who make the equipment. And when you're guaranteed a certain amount of money, you can just set whatever fucking price you want, right? That's why we're in a pickle. Ruby, because somebody brought up people are paying for insurance out here, MauLer, and nobody will take the insurance. So you're basically paying for nothing. It's a fucking scam, right? So we're, and it's pretty bad. Ruby for 70 Zardoz is, if you put a large switch in some cave somewhere with a sign on it saying end of the world switch, please do not touch. The paint wouldn't even have time to dry. Terry Pratchett. Dude, new people. Yes. Rest in peace. Dave Grimes for €5 says, Hail, Gary and X-Ray Girl. Gary, what's your take on DC doing Clayface, Deathstroke, and Bane movies before casting Batman? Merry Christmas. Yeah. I imagine for every Penguin, we're going to have many Joker 2s.
I feel like Penguin's kind of fucked everything up now because
Yeah.
it was so good. It's like, how are we going to be keeping 2 Batman movies and a Penguin show and then a Clayface show? Or no, Clayface movie that's not connected to that continuity, but instead the next Batman continuity that's going to be tied in with the Superman continuity. It's just like, we're nerds, and I almost want to personally be like, James, don't do this. Like, it's a very bad idea. It feels like a real bad idea to
James, look at Sony. How well did that do? Do not do the Penguin works because Batman's there. He's been mentioned in the beginning and the end, so he's there, right? In Joker 2, there's not even a mention of Bruce Wayne. Although he was in the first movie, right, with the Waynes.
That wouldn't have saved Joker 2.
No. Going back on it, because I did not watch it again. I'm not going to watch it again. But you look at that court scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they basically dismantle they watch the events of the first film, MauLer. We go over the events of the first film. And what was the trick with the first film? We weren't sure what was real or not. Even by the end, we're not like 100% sure if we perceived everything as it was. And that was the magic of that movie. The courtroom scene definitely states that everything we saw in that movie happened. Well, thanks. Thanks for repeating the movie to me and tell me and answering the question I didn't want an answer to. Great. Wonderful. Fuck.
Mike Flanagan handling Clayface could be cool, though,
Yeah.
as a writer. I can't remember who's been chosen for direction, but Clayface is definitely potential, like as a villain that hasn't been realized in live action basically ever, right?
Not in live action, no. I mean, you saw the potential in animated series.
Yeah. So, this is all very strange right now in terms of what the fuck is going on with Batman.
I you know what? It's just dumb. Like they're putting too much stuff out there. The only thing they've really announced is Clayface, and you got Flanagan behind it, and that's great. But dude, put together a good Superman movie first, and then I wouldn't even consider shit until Superman was out and we saw the reaction to it.
Yeah.
And then you move forward. But that's not how you get investors, and that's not how you get people excited. And DC, like James Gunn's in charge, but it's still DC being DC. We're going to definitively reboot this thing, except for these couple of things over here. We're going to migrate them in, and except for these couple of things, and your big reboot just gets confusing again. And they did this in the comics 5 or 6 times, and now they're doing it. A company is a company. A company has a personality that you can't change. So they're just being the same DC they've always been. It's kind of mind-boggling at this point. Oliver Lavery Farage for €10 says, best line from Mask of Zorro is after Banderas says, I will avenge my brother. And Hopkins replies, no, you would fight very bravely and die very quickly. What are your favorites from that film? Ah, my God, I haven't watched it. I have my steelbooks. I haven't watched it in years.
I love
it today.
Pretty much everything from Anthony Hopkins in that is brilliant. When he's like beats him up with the walking stick because he's drunk, you know, like he pulls out a sword on him, and it's just like it's played for funnies because it is. But I don't know. There's loads of good shit throughout. I love the structure of that film. I love how it builds up this like generations of difference of two revenge stories, and how the wiser one is giving him your standard sort of mentorship in terms of becoming a better fighter, but also teaching him how best to take your revenge, how best to get the justice you deserve, sort of thing. And then by the time you hit the end of the film, you have like 2 boss fights running at the same time with some serious potency for the characters, with all the people getting rescued and stuff. And hey, I love the sword fighting in the in that movie. It's super fucking cool.
Zorro has always been one of my favorite characters from when I was a
He's
little kid.
so easy to love. He's so
Yep.
fucking awesome. And yeah, when he fights them 2v1, the bad guys, and each arm taking them on and stuff, it's just like there's several shots in there that are super awesome. Do you remember when Anthony Hopkins is pretending to be a server, like a waiter?
Yes.
And he's got his plate of things, and he's like coughing, hands it to a guard, coughs, and he goes, thank you. And then just punches him. It's funny as fuck.
Now I gotta watch it. Coop for $5. How bad is it when Jay, of all people, find the rarest comic collection? My mind is blown. Yeah, they contacted him, and I think a family either found it from their dad. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's in a vault, I believe, undisclosed location. And Jay got to hold like Action Comics 1, Amazing Fantasy 15. It was awesome. He sent me a couple pictures. I'm like, fuck. It was awesome. Joe, the Uber Geek for €5 says, writing solo today, brother. To be fair, how can you compete between Az and his she-male fetish? Also, send X-Ray Girl 2 guest suggestions in Twitter DMs. Thanks, Uber Geek. You the man. Royal Blue J for $9.99. If the new Superman movie does well enough, will Marvel see that as a signal to reboot the MCU? I think that's what they're moving towards, Royal Blue J, a soft reboot, which will actually start technically with the Fantastic Four. So they're if you've read the Secret Wars comic, and not the Secret War, the Secret Wars comic, the result of it is they bring Ultimate Universe characters in. To me, that's when the 616, the true 616. Well, the 616 really ended when Disney bought Marvel, but its true end was with Secret Wars. Its true end. It's been kind of shit ever since. But that's what they're moving towards is a reboot. Heading that way. Actors are getting long in the tooth. And they certainly need to bring back Iron Man and Cap in some form. They do. Super Mastermind for $5. Would Gary ever make an online digital comic? No. Lesin makes $1 billion a year. Gumroad is nice, but that has no top lists or the most popular comics. I wouldn't, but Godspeed to anybody who does it. I'm very happy making videos, and it does take pretty much all my time. So, yeah, it's very, it's not impossible. There are many people who are high-functioning individuals who can do multiple things. But it's very difficult to do something else if you are a full-time YouTuber. Not impossible. I just don't want to. I'm too old. I'm good. Dragon651 for $20. Hot take, I'm a huge fan of the Snyderverse. Gunn better not fuck up DC. Thought Suicide Squad better than the original. Still not great, though. Yeah, I would love to see the Ayer cut. I want to see the Ayer cut.
Well, yeah, I'll be interested in seeing it. See the comparison.
Yep.
See what film was stolen from us. But
and him.
Well, yeah, and I almost want it done now just for his peace of mind.
I do, yeah.
Let the man rest.
I mean, it clearly bothered him, right? And totally understandably, by the way, to put your heart and soul in something like that. But that's the risk you run when you work for somebody, when you have a big corporate boss. Even though you're contracted, it's still your corporate boss, right? That's the risk you run. But I like David Ayer as a director. I think he's a good director. Best name I can think of for $2. One is the lowliest number that you'll ever do. But I have company now. Tricky for $10. Skeleton Crew sounds like it ripped the storyline from Ad Astra, crew of teenagers that gets flung into space alone on a ship and have to make their own way home. That's kind of a thing that's been around for a long time. Just like the rogue group of eclectic, I can't even say people, of characters flying around on a ship together, like Farscape. Definitely had some influence on Guardians of the Galaxy, like for sure. Blake's 7 definitely had some, influence on that. And I love that concept, by the way. Even The Expanse is that. It's a rogue group of people on a spaceship with no real ties to any factions. Black Lives Matter, X-Ray Girl. Hey, Gary.
The camera keeps on unlinking. I don't know why.
Some guy was talking stuff about you, saying you eat dick sandwiches, but I said but I had your back and told them that you don't even like bread. Wait. Africa expert Gary, where exactly is Wakanda? Bruce Lee, Roy Jenkins, $2. It's in Africa. Where exactly is it in Africa? Well, it's hidden because it's a nationalist, isolationist ethno-state.
I'm surprised they didn't get the technology to just blast off and have, their own little Wakanda planet. Well, I guess at that point it would be Wakanda rock. Like it orbits Earth.
Well,
so
God, this is after I stopped reading, but I'm pretty sure they retconned the Wakandans do originate from the stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess because that meteor as well, right?
Yeah.
Came from. Yeah. Man, what a terrible storyline. At least from the movie, right? Like that they just ignored the whole world and took care of themselves when they were literal border neighbors that they didn't care about. That was crazy that they wrote that.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I just don't understand why you would do that.
Hi, King Feanor, Alpha Chat of Middle Earth for $5. Greetings. Hope y'all have a fantastic day. I hope you do too, sir. Sorry that you had to watch Womb of the Rohirrim, as you call it. It was pretty bad, but we shouldn't be surprised when Warner Brothers they have no druthers. They said, we made it to retain the rights. Period. Just found out that Paul McGann, the guy who chases D'Artagnan in Disney's Three Musketeers, is also the Doctor. Yes, he is. Do you like his Doctor? Never heard about his version of the Doctor. Paul McGann is the 8th Doctor, and as far as look goes, I think he's the perfect amalgamation of the Doctor. Like you could actually see him kind of as maybe even a young William Hartnell, right? I think he was done dirty. He did a lot of good audio adventures, and I would love to see in another timeline written by competent people that's not run by current year BBC, a season of Paul McGann's 8th Doctor. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. That Night of the Doctor short prior to the 50th anniversary was awesome. Written by Stephen Moffat. The Real Holtzinator, 2 parts for $20. I'm much more fond of French model of highly regulated private healthcare industry. Also, part of the issue is the unregulated cost of educating doctors costs like $800,000 to train a doctor. Yeah. But that highly regulated healthcare industry in France might be put to the test. I could be wrong, but it might be put to the test. Also, France, a little smaller than America. Little bit. You know what France needs to regulate? Their fucking traffic in Paris. Holy shit. We need a way to regulate the cost of education, to say nothing of pharmaceutical and equipment. This stuff is expensive. Yes. It might just be reality of needing such high quality equipment. I think there's a happy medium, but I don't have the answer. Obviously, I'm a nerd. I got to stick to the movie stuff and comic books.
Yeah.
When it comes to like healthcare stuff, it's about the cleanliness of the item. So the more clean it has to be, like the machinery needs more maintenance in between to make sure there's no bacteria. I think that's why it costs so much.
Jeremy David for $2 says all Jews love X-Ray Girl.
Oh,
Thank you.
That's nice. Brian Smith for 10 Canadian pesos. Loved Saucy Saturday this weekend with Disbrew, Wicked Virtue, and the Pride of Canada, X-Ray Girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the girls on a live stream. Wicked Virtue, X-Ray Girl, Disbrew. You know, a lot of feminine energy there.
sexiest.
Yeah.
Out of the three of us, obviously.
Merry Christmas, Gary. You should try Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The gameplay is lacking, but the main story quest is worthwhile for long-term fans. There you go. I have it. I own it. I own a lot of games. I am
any day now.
Any day now. Cuban 92. I have 2 videos to finish, and then I'm kind of free for the rest of the. I decided to do all my videos in the first part of the month, so I can have like a week and a half at the end where I'm just like chilling. So our big top 5 video, I just finished recording. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 days. Had to miss a day because I was sick. Whew. Glad that's over with. Where was I? Cuban 922 for $5. Since the EFAP crew hides in the editing dungeon, I would like to get all the guys at MegaCon next year to sign whatever you want on their hoodie.
I don't know about rags and fringing. I do want to go to conventions at some point. It'll happen.
One day.
Remington PRD for $5. Hey, MauLer, if Kratos got killed off in God of War, and his son will be taking his place, will you still be excited to play the continuation of the series?
There's like a 1 in a million execution of that could maybe work, but broadly speaking, probably not. I don't think you have God of War without Kratos. What's funny is he's died like 3 times in the continuity because of how hell works and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. If they did God of War and the main character was Atreus or Freya or whoever have you, like I don't think so. I think it would tank very quickly. Kratos is iconic as fuck at this point. Survived multiple generations, and yeah, I mean, if the next one is just going to be developing the story further, he goes to Egypt or maybe involves himself in Celtic, Roman, Japanese, whatever have you mythologies. I feel like that's the normal, natural, happy way to go that that everyone wants to see. I was about to say the customers, but I was like, well, even the writers, I think, want to do that, and yeah, I would be much happier with that than trying to arbitrarily find a way to kill him and move it on to someone else when you don't need to. They've told like 8 significantly huge stories with Kratos. You can keep going. They know what to do.
They do. Trinoculus P for $5. MauLer, have you played Fallout London Indie Mod yet? Would love to see your take on it. There you go.
I saw Az was streaming it at some point. Did he finish it?
I don't know.
I don't think he finished it. Could be wrong.
Rex Kramer Danger Seeker for $5. Hitler pounding his fist on the table. Gay, 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 gay. Okay. Doug for $5. Ryan would look like the actor Alexander Ludwig if his forehead was proportional to the rest of his body. Poor Ryan. Can you watch the Razorfed recent Biden redemption video on air, particularly timestamp 315? It's a great homage to MauLer.
Oh yeah, he mentions me.
Yeah, I remember that video. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's fun. I've never taken any problem with jokes like that, but I think just because of how YouTube is, everyone is like, it's not actually trying to piss you. I was like, yeah, it's totally fine. It's funny. Yeah.
Even when he says in the video, he even says, love you, man. It's just a joke.
Yeah. Well, because it got introduced to me. Someone in the Discord was like, Razorfist took a few shots at you, MauLer. And I was like, okay, I doubt it, but why? Like,
yeah.
And then you watch it, you're like, oh, whatever. It's fun.
Yeah, it's taking a shot at you like people take a shot at my reading, It's just, it's funny. I'd be very happy to shake MauLer's hand in a Mert Up convention. His videos led to Drinker, Open Bar led to Gary, Gary led to the Fellowship, and I am all the happier because of it. Thanks, B-Chain. We'd be happy to do that too. Malakot 63 for $5. After we get the Man Bun song, can you get Dan Bass to do a cover of Illegal Alien by Genesis? That would be pretty funny. Dan Vass could have like 5 million subs by now if he had just covered the Barbie song, if he covered a Wicked song.
Yeah.
I'd like to, a metal version of Popular. There we go. McCready for £5 proper money. Gary, tell MauLer to watch To Live and Die in L.A. Give him a quick rundown. Oh, God, To Live and Die in L.A. It's Friedkin,
You've
right?
told me about that before. That I need
No,
to
it's
see
Michael
it.
Mann, right? So To Live and Die in L.A. is an amazing atmospheric movie that it's a film like that and even Heat that like inspired Nolan, right? But it's got one of the most shocking deaths in any movie. In any movie. Just pure shock factor. But Anthony Garcia, oh God, I'm blanking on his name. The guy from CSI, William Peterson in it, Wang Chung soundtrack, and the cinematography is fucking insane. Who directed? It's and Die in L.A. director. Yeah, William Friedkin. It's William Friedkin. I don't know why I say Michael Mann. Crazy movie, good movie, and I like the Wang Chung soundtrack. The Happy Plague Doctor for $5. The events of Buckaroo Banzai took place in New Jersey. That explains a lot. Buckaroo Banzai is brilliant, by the way. Have you seen Pandorum? If so, what did you think? And have you seen the movie called X, part of the trilogy? I have not. Forgotten Vet.
Have you not seen Pandorum?
No.
That is a interesting film that I think you'd have thoughts about. It's what's his name? Is it Ben Fisher? Ben Foster.
Ben Foster and Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. I almost don't want to say because I might be saying things that are revealed later in the film, but it's a wacky movie. I remember having fun with it.
That came out in 2009. 2009. That was the year I went to video school. Zeddy Boy for $4.99. Hail MauLer. EFAP hoodie came in yesterday. It's awesome. I love it. So glad you guys are making merch now. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
Yay.
Thoughts on the James Gunn Superman poster and theme? I like it. I think the theme, I know a lot of people hear the John Williams stuff, but I really do think there's hints of Hans Zimmer's theme in the beginning of that too. I think it's a bit of a slower mashup. I could be wrong on that one, but I definitely heard some similar notes. Is anyone watching Creature Commandos? I will continue watching. I watched the first 2 episodes and was not impressed at all. Hey, MauLer, heard you talking about Balatro. Did I say that right? All year.
I think so.
So I finally bought it. Thanks. Now I don't have time for other games.
Yeah, I almost need to attach a warning to that game. If you stop playing it, it is addictive. It is really fun. It's basically a game that simulates. It's like, how do I put this? It's like poker, but you have jokers that affect your hand, and they can reach multipliers that help you defeat challenges and stuff. It's just a fun. You have to do a bit of math, bit of thinking about how you can creatively get way higher scores, and you're rewarded for it. It got Game of the Year, I think. I'd have to check, or at least it got nominated. And yeah, it was nominated, but I think it got Indie Game of the Year. I didn't track all of those. I know Fringy would know, but it got kind of into a controversy because a lot of people were like, why the fuck did an indie card game get so much recognition? But it is that addictive and fun for people. So if you're thinking of checking it out, fair warning, you might end up playing it forever. Yeah, Astrobot got Game of the Year, yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool, but a lot of people were very upset that Wukong didn't get Game of the Year.
Astrobot. It happens. Pete for $5 says, if Az ever meets Madame Savvy and finds out what she did to her boobs, he will start World War III. Yeah, it would be hilarious. I don't want to even know.
All right.
You never know. They might run into each other someday. Brendan Lucas for £5 British. I hear people calling Marvel woke, but I think cutting Captain Israel is pretty based. Is it?
Did they cut Captain Israel? Oh, I guess we don't know yet,
Well,
right? Like,
Sabra, her name, and she's essentially Captain Israel. She's got like her costume is a giant Israeli flag. Is just going to be an agent. I'm not even sure she's going to be an agent. She's supposed to be in Mossad, an agent of Mossad. So I think she's just going to be secret agent.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. What is your holy grail collectible? Says Nerdy Geezer for £2 British. Oh, so one I haven't found yet that I hope to have. Well, I mean, Action Comics, number one. But aside from that, I don't know. I think, for me, it would be trying to find the commission piece that John Byrne made for me, and then I had to sell for drugs. That's, if I could find that piece, if somebody would sell me back that piece, that would be a holy grail for me. I've shown it before. It's a very tragic story. John Byrne did a commission piece for me for trade. I gave him it was the Sideshow 1-in-1 Thing Heg Bust, the first version where he's smoking a cigar. So I traded that for, which was very hard to find. I traded that for John doing a page for me. And I thought he would just do a couple sketches. He made a full page that looked like it should have been in a comic book. And it was a double date. It was Spider-Man and Black Cat and Batman and Catwoman on a double date. Alfred is barbecuing on a roof, right? And the buildings are like, it's fucking beautiful. If I could get that fucker back someday. I don't know who has it. I'll never see it again, but it was one of a kind. But if I get that back, how about you? Do you have a Holy Grail collectible?
I'm trying to think of like, because like I don't have an equivalent for, not like any kind of an original comic, but it would be probably cool to like. My mind more so goes to like meeting particular people. I guess that would be like it would be kind of cool, especially if I got a chance to have a conversation with them. But I don't know.
Cool.
You know, like Anthony Hopkins, it'd be really cool to meet him. I would have loved to have met Christopher Lee.
Yep.
Just that's kind of where my mind goes first. But you know, there's lots of other things that you could probably even let me know about, and I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, it would be amazing to have that. Because my current collectible collection is dwarfed by yours would be an understatement, of course.
Well, I had a head start. I'm a lot older. I did actually sell them for a long time.
I'm working on it, you know. Got some stuff here and there. I like my my Iron Man hot toy though. He's pretty badass. But yeah, I've got nothing even closely resembling something rare, I think, compared to what you could talk about. And then yeah, I've just not got something I'm particularly like hunting for. You know, the Action Comics one sort of stuff. How rare are those? Is it like the kind of thing that
Action Comics number one, I think, is down to under 100 pure copies that aren't restored in some way or another. I think that was the last I heard. We're down to having 100 copies left in the world.
Damn.
And all the other
ones.
What
do they go for?
Oh, fucking there it is. God damn it. What do they go for? Millions of dollars now.
Well,
millions.
You know, maybe there's a fan out there who's watching and they'll send it over because they want you to take care of it. I'm sure it'll happen.
Share this, X-Ray Girl. God, this fucking hurts, man. This hurts my soul. This hurts my fucking soul, but this is why you shouldn't do drugs. God damn, when you see this page that he did for me. Jesus Christ. Fuck. That was it. That's it. That's the page John Byrne did for me. It was hanging in my store for many years. How fucking rad is that? That's a commission
That's
piece, dude.
cool.
That is not like it's going into a comic book. That is a commission piece. And he did not half-ass it at all. Look at that. Fucking A. God. It hurts, folks.
I mean, there's a chance you could find this, right? Like if
Sure. We get the word out.
How much would it cost to buy it,
A
though?
lot.
Ooh.
at that point, it depends on who has it.
Depends on who
Yeah.
has it. But I'd be willing to pay a decent amount. Let's just say that to get that back. Oh, well.
Dang.
JJ Sickman for €6 says, what's your favorite bit of trivia involving the Netherlands? I'll accept Holland if you must. I don't know any. I don't know any. But I guess any trivia would be my favorite because I don't know any.
All opportunities are equal.
The Netherlands is the world's safest country for cycling.
The Scandi flick takes place somewhat in the Netherlands on Grand Tour, and it was funny when they're driving around in the submarine base, and they go, I think, what did he say? I think Sweden and the Netherlands are at war. Something like that. It was funny. I can't remember. Scandi flick's one of my favorite specials, MauLer.
I mean, there's so many good picks for favorites, you know.
Dude, when they freeze Richard's keys and he pissed on him. Oh, that was funny.
That's fucking brilliant. I just remember because I was just looking at fun facts. Like apparently Dutch men are the tallest in the world.
Oh,
So yeah,
really?
Apparently, good for them. I suppose.
Those are white boys. I thought the tallest
Yeah.
people in the world were like in Africa.
I don't know.
There's a whole
I don't know how the
tribe of
rules
like
work.
7-foot dudes and stuff.
Do you remember Austin Powers 3 where Michael Caine says, there are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Oh, no.
I fucking love that film.
Such a good movie. Shindu versus Gary. Do you remember your first movie theater? Mine was Spawn when I was 6 or 7 years old. Hope these other goofballs come on soon so they can answer. My first movie theater was some little theater in downtown San Diego that was playing the animated Robin Hood, Disney Robin Hood. I remember it being a downtown theater because we were downtown and there was buildings, but I can't remember which one. The one I went to a lot was the theater outside of Plaza Camino Real on El Camino Real in Oceanside. And then there was the Man 8 that was above that. Those were the closest theaters to my house, was like 10 miles. So we had to take buses or talk my mom into dropping up. And then she'd work. So she's like, you're going to have to see 2 movies. I'm like, okay. Twist my arm, Mom. Celia Abigail for $2. Do you guys like The Day of the Jackal? I haven't seen the show yet. I like the movie. Jefferson C. Post for $5. If anyone wants to help push Legal Vice's channel to 100K, it would be appreciated by his friends. He was the nicest guy. Yeah, he passed away. Yeah, if you want to pull it up, X-Ray Girl, show the people and then share the link. Absolutely. I lost my job. Hopefully you don't ban me. I'm not going to ban you. I know I'm annoying, but love all you guys. Stick with me and I'll make it up to you. XX. Gordon, you're not annoying us. I'm sorry you lost your job. Get another one, buddy. I mean, I think we'd annoy you guys, right? Kate C, a.k.a. Plush Kitten, for $5 says, my vote for the DC hottie is Star Sapphire. Yeah. She was who I wanted to be as a kid 60 years ago. She hot. Clueless Wandering. There's Legal Vices. He's at 87,000. Yeah, I guess he had a heart attack. Just never know with those.
Yep.
Clueless Wandering for $1.99 just joined your amazing channel. Thank you. Thank you. It's very laid back stream today, right, MauLer? Very laid back. Rob Cortez for $4.99. Xander saved the world from Evil Willow when nobody else could stop her. Yep. And how did he do it? You're my friend. I love you. That's it.
I love that payoff so much.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he tells his little yellow crown story, and then in season 7 when she's coming back, he writes like "Welcome Willow" on a thing in yellow crayon, and Dawn's like, "I don't think she's gonna be able to read that." He's like, "Yeah, well, it's a thing with the it doesn't matter."
Yep.
It's just like, oh, that's cute.
It's adorable. Fluggy for $5. Karate Kid movie teaser trailer out now. Does it have Johnny Lawrence? Jack Scarata for $4.99. Keanu turned down roles in both Marvel and Star Wars in favor for a 3-foot-tall hedgehog. Merry Christmas, y'all. Hashtag Sonic 3 sweep. Yeah, well, it's easier to go in and do some voice roles, and why not?
Fun.
The kids and
Fun.
adults love the Sonic. D's Weebos for $1.99. Thoughts about the new Karate Kid trailer? Okay, let's pull it up. Too many people are asking. There I go. The God of Rage.
Stereo God of Rage.
Stereo God of Rage. Okay. For $5. I checked out RMB's True Noir audio drama. It's my first audio drama and or audio book. It's damn good. Immediately pulled me into the story. That is good to hear. I love audio dramas. Tom Waiting for $1.99. J.K. Simmons is also the yellow M&M. There you go. I know you have covered this before, but for someone new to Buffy, which season 1 or 2 episodes are essential to get through to the good stuff later in later seasons?
Okay, listen.
I'd have to look at a list.
You refer to this, and you can rewind it if you need to. That sort of thing. I feel like I'm a fucking old person saying rewind, but
Yeah.
The way it works with Buffy is I usually say you should watch the whole thing,
The
all of
entire
it,
thing.
warts and all. However, if you're a person out there who says if you want me to watch the whole thing, I'm just not going to do it. So it has to be a skippable version. I did, I think when I watched it with Wolf, I put him through the skippable version because I thought he would be difficult. He probably wouldn't be able to tolerate a lot of the cringe. There's different levels, you know. So Buffy season 1, you need to see Welcome to the Hellmouth and the Harvest. Then you can skip all the way to Angel, and then the end, Prophecy Girl. You can do that. I don't know that you should, but you can. The big thing you're going to miss out on is seeing Willow, Xander, and Giles building up their relationships as a big old team. Without building that up, the things that relate to them as you progress are going to hit a little.
It doesn't work
hard.
because it's a character show. You have to watch it all. That would be like, you know what? I went back, MauLer. I was watching Babylon 5, and I'm like, I just want to watch the Shadow episodes. That's all I want to do is watch the Shadow episodes. And I started watching just the Shadow episodes, and I'm like, oh, they're not as good. You need to watch everything. And the reason you need to watch everything is because that character development in the not needed episodes is actually essential to understand what's going on. Yeah.
A lot of the bigger stuff just doesn't work as well without seeing all of the little in-between stuff.
You got to see the in-between stuff. There's so much setup even in season 1. And missing...
you know, like even season 2's the episode where the first one where Buffy's like kind of losing her mind a bit, and they all get captured and nearly killed. It's like that all doesn't really hit the same if you don't see all of the episodes of season 1 because they reference it all the time as well. Yeah, but you know, there's I was gonna say like season 2, you'd watch that episode. You can skip some assembly required, but you have to see School Hard, Spike's intro. Probably can skip Inca Mummy Girl, Reptile Boy. You have to see Halloween, but like I wouldn't skip these. I just like this is what I'm saying. It's like if you're only gonna watch it, if you can skip shit, there is a skip list.
There is a skip list, but you're missing out on actual Buffy. And the way you need to watch it is you need to watch the whole thing with Angel in tandem. So MauLer gave me a list. I followed that list, and it's pretty seamless. Like they really do balance each other out, even when there's multiple episodes, most of them, which have nothing to do with each other, but there'll be a little reference. Like this is going on in Sunnydale right now. You know, that's pretty tight and it's pretty cool. That's the way you need to watch it. And plus, you got the rest of your life. You don't need to just rush through it. And you miss what MauLer said, you would miss the Willow, Giles, Xander character development because they are completely different characters by the time it's over. Like totally.
Yeah, and you need to see the little bits that happen. And there's funny stuff. There's good interactions in between. There's some episodes that are like pretty. Do you remember the Go Fish?
Yes.
That episode is so bad, but
so bad
because the plot line is they were Russian experiments to create combinations between fish and people, and then that all got scrapped and destroyed post Cold War, and this high school swim team teacher gets access to this and tries to create the ultimate swim team by turning them into creatures from the Black Lagoon, basically.
Yes.
It's one of the stupidest plot lines.
And one of them like goes out to sea at the end. One of them survives and he just goes out to sea.
Oh, a couple of them do. And that's the thing. That episode's plot is fucking terrible, but you get some stuff in between it with the main characters that just keeps adding to the overall picture with all of them. I wouldn't skip any of these. I even like laughing at them, like with people going through it for the first time and just being like, "Yep, this show is at its worst."
God dang
garbage.
It's been so long, but one of my old co-host roommates was in that episode.
Huh.
He's
cool.
also I'm forgetting his name now. He's also was Janeway's son, just in a picture. But yeah, he's one of the members of the swim team. So we've talked to somebody who's actually in that episode before.
Well, what's insane is Go Fish is the episode before becoming part 1 and 2, which is considered by many to be one of the best finales for the Buffy seasons. So it's just like, you don't know what you're getting exactly. Season 2 is inconsistent. You get lots of ups and downs, but season 3 is where they really lock in. And that one, season 3 feels like a full-on TV show that knows exactly what it's doing and is telling a full story from start to finish.
It is.
Oh my god, so many good episodes. Lover's Walk, it's like Spike's only episode in the season that clearly earns him main cast after that because he's too good. They have to keep him. Remember the Wish episode?
Yes.
Alternate reality, no Buffy.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
They have a whole episode devoted to Angel considering killing himself. So it's like
my favorite character. Favorite character is Angel.
Helpless when Giles takes Buffy's powers from her and she nearly gets killed.
Yep.
The Zeppo, Xander's probably best episode in the whole series.
Yep.
And Doppelgangland. It's just, I don't know. Season 3 is filled with good shit.
Good shit. Season 3 is so fucking good.
And so, yeah, for me, like if you to provide skippables, season 1 you can skip a lot of it. Season 2 you can skip pieces, but once you get to 3, you shouldn't be skipping anymore.
The Principal's my favorite villain. The Principal.
Do you mean the mayor?
The mayor, sorry. The mayor.
Yeah. Well, in Buffy, I think he's the best villain. Do you think Holtz is better than the mayor?
Oh. I think the mayor's better because Holtz is still connected to fucking Connor. So
I think he's kind of like Tywin in Game of Thrones. He gets out before the Connor storyline completely crashes. Like, because
I like Holtz a lot.
I think Holtz is brilliant.
I just saw him in a Babylon 5 episode too. That Holtz is, but I still like the mayor more. I think the mayor's number one. I think his whole thing, with Faith is amazing.
I love it as like a dark reflection on Giles and Buffy, because he's like super possessive and controlling, while Giles' whole thing. Do you remember when Giles has like a big old fight with Maggie Walsh?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, I think it's good to allow a student to find their own way in the world. And then she's like, too much freedom can lead to, like bad blah blah. And she says, I think the negative traits that are within Buffy as a result of lacking a male role model. And it just cuts to Giles, and he's like, "A lack?" And he's just like, "What?" Oh, I love that. And then, yeah, that's the Giles episode in season 4 where he gets drunk with Ethan, and he like, he's like calling her an asshole and like a hag and stuff because he hates it.
Yep. I love the whole reveal of Ripper, and you know, you see that Giles is a guy trying to walk away from his dark past and overcompensate for it, but he can turn on Ripper whenever he really needs to, which is,
dude, it's fucking crazy. In season 2, they set up that you can use magic as a drug and that you can have side effects like summoning demons and stuff, because that goes all the way up to season 6. Because Giles is the one who's doing it, and he warns Willow against it when she first starts reading some books and stuff. Because a lot of it wasn't planned, but it's amazing just how much they sort of use their history to build on things in the future in that show.
Dude, when Giles kills, when he's like, well, Buffy can't do these things.
Oh my God. That's like one of his best moments.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hero, you see. Not like us.
Not like us.
Dude, he puts his glasses on and stares at him.
Yep. I was like, damn. Gary, we know you like Rush, but what do you think of Tragically Hip, The Guess Who, or Our Lady Peace? I like The Guess Who. I don't think much of Tragically Hip or Our Lady Peace. Not super familiar with them. Love Rush. The Guess Who's all right. Legalized Adulthood is gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. Thank you very much. Deep Pan for $4.99. Did you guys ever see a series called Rubicon? Suddenly got canceled. Some thought the writing was great and too close to the truth. Can't find it now. No, not now. I'm curious about that. Legalized Adulthood for $100. Gary, I got my FNT jacket and it's awesome. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, they're going out. They're going out. So I'm glad you're liking them. I got one too, and I like it. Holy crap. Awake, I love the show. I'm still mad that they canceled that show, especially the way it ended. Merry Christmas to you all, says Carlos Lima for $5.
I was going to talk about how it ended. I didn't know if it would count as a spoiler, but maybe it'll count as a hook for some people to go check it out, though it sucks to go check it out because it literally... The end is basically he's trying to uncover this big conspiracy, and in one life he's too late and they manage to frame him for a bunch of shit and he goes to prison. In the other life, with that information, he's able to stop them and reveal it and destroy like the whole conspiracy and bring everyone down. So what a fucking interesting hook for season 2, where in one universe he's, taken the fall for the entire thing, and the other one he's victorious and destroyed them all. I was just like, fuck, give me that season 2, please.
That's crazy. Zian Hu for $7.42. Have you seen Roar, a 1997 TV series starring Heath Ledger? I remember enjoying it at the time. No, I have not.
No.
Lee Kindler for $4.99. Hello, all. Have you seen the RX Miss? It's a drug trade thriller as a Christmas directed by Abel Ferreira. A drug thriller. A drug trade thriller. Or a drug thriller. No, I haven't. Alex Belfort for $2. High Plains Drifter is amazing. Yes, it is. Robert Kearney for $4.99. There's only one Zorro movie, Zorro the Gay Blade with George Hamilton. I like that one too. Wayne C for $30. Merry Christmas. Bester equals best character. Walter Koenig's best ever character. The core is mother. The core is father. Yes, he's quite good in Babylon 5. He's quite good. I'm just starting season 3. I've burned through the first 2 seasons. So I'll just say Selly for $2. Are you all watching The Agent? No. I wanted to watch The Agency with Michael Fassbender. It's on Showtime. That looks pretty good. Quantum Ranger Power for $2. Remember Alphas? Basically X-Men with less fantasy. Alphas. Transformers fan for $5. I started rewatching Doctor Who, and man, it's a shame how far it's fallen. My favorite will always be the 10th Doctor. A shame that he fell after the 12th. Yes. This is the time of year I go over the Christmas specials. I started with the 9th Doctor's Christmas special, which is The Unquiet Dead with Charles Dickens. It's not technically a Christmas special, but it all takes place on Christmas Eve. Nick Brony, courts hate him. Avoid jury duty with the simple hack. There you go. Be a felon. Talasan for $5 Australian. The fun part is that all that warning sci-fi about AIs is part of the content pool that AIs are learning from. I know. Mitchell Fields for $5. Season 4 now. Dr. Bashir has become the mirror agent. Sloan in Section 31. He still wants to destroy it, but knows it's a necessary evil. You've just written a better show. The Tweaky Kid for $4.99. Even my dog thinks Matt Smith Doctor Who is cool. She stared at the TV and sat still during the climax of the Space Shark Christmas special. Oh, A Christmas Carol. Michael Gambon. That one's good. That one's really good. That one's very Stephen Moffat. Both Stephen Moffat and RTD heavily influenced by Douglas Adams. Gate and Jay for 2 Canadian pesos. Phoebe Cates. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yes. Gosh darn it for 5 Canadian pesos. Favorite Batman, Joker, and Alfred? Who would you cast in those roles that hasn't played them yet? I'd love to see Robert Carlyle do an older Joker. That's another thing I'd have to like think long and hard about. But if we just took every actor in history, doesn't matter if they're alive and dead or dead, you know, that's pretty fun casting.
So there's a couple of people who haven't played the Joker, but that simultaneously I don't know if they're good picks because they've played characters adjacent to them. For example, Jim Carrey and Willem Dafoe. You'd be like, we want to keep them away maybe from Joker because they've already filled roles like Green Goblin and Riddler and stuff, so you don't want to overlap, even though I wouldn't mind seeing what they might do with it that would be very different from those other roles. What about wild choice for Joker? Or Christian Bale?
He could play the Joker. Absolutely. 100%. He could definitely play the Joker. But like, you know, like if we go back in the past, like Gregory Peck is Superman in his prime. Be kind of cool. I don't know, play Batman. Who'd be good at playing Batman? Suddy for $5. Twerking She-Hulk is actually kind of funny, and it seems like something she would do in the comics. Have not seen the show though. Yeah, if the show just didn't miss it. The problem with fourth wall breaking is you can't have a disdain for the audience, and your disdain for the audience shone through. It's kind of like Joker 2. You know, all the media literate crowd out there was saying that we didn't understand the film, MauLer. We just didn't get it. Oh, I got it. I mean, got it.
The problem was that we got it.
The problem was we got it. We got what you were saying. It's nearly 2025 and you still haven't watched RRR. I know, Scott Christie Jones. You never know. Chad 499 says, used to watch Buffy with my my pop when I was a kid all the time. He loved it. Always talked about Angel 2. Need to rewatch it soon. Yes. Peanut the Avenger for $5. Did you catch Disney paying $230 million for wage theft to tens of thousands of workers? Ticket prices going up again. Yep. Well, there was a lot of financial tomfoolery going on behind the scenes at Disney. They're just too big to get busted. Hypothetical question. And it just drops 29. Is that yen?
I think it's yen.
Yen? There you go. Russell Hall for $5. Calling someone, by the way, thank you. Calling someone the pride of Canada is like saying they're the shiniest turd of the pile or the best player in the WNBA. You owe Extra Girl an apology.
Oh my God.
Cannibal the Dragon for $2. Do you think I could be in a Harry Potter show? Yes. The way they're casting. Gary, what's your opinion on DC started a separate universe with DC Mystic characters, Constantine, Swamp Thing, RR? You mean Vertigo? What did they restart Vertigo? I mean, that actually crossed over with DC, though. I know they used to have this thing called Vertigo, and then the modern editors came in and destroyed it almost overnight. Poor Karen Berger. Best name I could think of for $5. I know it's not quite the same, but the artist Gary Martin does recreations and is amazing. You could commission him to remake that page for you.
It's not the same though, is it?
It's not the same. I want that page. That's what I want. You asked me Holy Grail. Hypothetical question for 449 yen. Is AI good or bad for the industry? I've seen AI used in creating shows, but I'm not sure how the media landscape would look like maybe after a decade. AI is a tool and will only be as good and bad as whatever human being makes it that way. I know it's a really basic bitch answer, but it's true. I think it will enhance a great many things. And I think it also will dilute a lot of art. It will dilute it. I use the quote constantly, LOL, the Dutch. Johnny X for $4.99, the Dutch. Love your show. I don't know if you guys watch trailers, but there's one of the did you pull the Karate Kid one up yet?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by following you.
Jackie Chan, Albert Not a Retro, but yeah, we'll watch it. Die Hard, not a Christmas movie. Albert Not a Retro, whatever. Choke on a taco.
Oh my!
Wow. Oh my God. Dumb fighting words.
Disavow.
Jose Taco says, if you find currently has the John Bird Commission, if I find who currently has the John Bird Commission email you, can you promise me Melissa won't kill me? No, she won't kill you. No, she knows I want that back. I've looked. I mean, not super hard, but I've looked. And it's kind of like, who has it? How much does it cost? Like that. Hey, Gary, do you remember the show Sliders with Jerry O'Connell? That's one of my wife's favorite all-time shows. And John Rhys Davies, yes. Tundra Cap for $9.99. Seeley for $2. Sorry, I meant Agency. Anyone else? No, I want to see Agency. That's Michael Fassbender. Used to be an undercover. Udite for $5 says, I second that Roar with Heath Ledger suggestion. Herc Xena vibes with young Heath uniting Celts against invading Romans. Only 13 episodes. Wow. Sounds cool. All right. We're going to wrap it up with the trailer reaction. Let's go.
All right.
Trailer.
Terrible. I mean, looks fine.
Fight scenes look cool.
I hope there's a Johnny Lawrence cameo. I mean, it's connected to Cobra Kai, so there'll probably be lots of karate fights in malls with no police, and I'm fine with that. I can't wait for the last part of Karate Kid. I thought that second part of season 6 was great. Good stuff. Cool. All right. Hey.
Ooh, I have one more.
Read
Jose
it.
Taco for $1 says, I found out who might have it. It's in France, and gives a link to a site. I'm going to just put it in the private chat for you.
Okay. It's in France.
I don't want to know how much it's going to cost.
Let me see. Hang on.
Jose, you're like a detective or
yeah,
something.
he is. I don't think it's for sale.
Oh, no, not for sale. Just who owns it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, there's the owner. Okay.
looks like the one.
It's in a gallery. So you can contact the owner and send him an email. Take a look. I'll take a look. Thank you. I'll take a
Jose
look.
Taco, are you a private investigator?
He's like he's like a PI. He's like a PI. All right. What do you got coming up, MauLer?
Die Hard. We're going to talk about Die Hard.
The Christmas movie?
Saturday. Oh yes, very much a Christmas movie. Of which, we're gonna just do standard chronological breakdown with a bunch of guests. We're gonna talk about what makes the film so
Who are those
fucking
guests?
good. Oh boy, well, so many people. You got myself. Doesn't really count as a guest. Rags and Friggy don't really count as guests either. But then, of course, Mr. Gary from Nerdrotic
What?
himself. Oh my
Whoa!
goodness! Yes. And maybe a few others, that I'm still locking in to make sure. So it can't be 100% on it, but
There we go.
we'll have a bunch of people. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be fun. And I think then we're having, funnily enough, getting it sorted as quickly as possible. We're going to have some fun surprises, hopefully, for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. We're going to throw out some EFAP-related things for you folks while we're off doing stuff. If you got some free time that day, if you're not able to spend as much time with some other people, then we'll have some stuff coming out just in case. No problem. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, this is where it gets fun. We just kind of do gaming streams. Well, you guys do. I might do one or two. Definitely going to do the Christmas Eve special. That'll be a very special Real BBC. All three of us will be here there, I hope. I know it's kind of late for you, MauLer, but if you can be there, you can. If you can't, you can't.
It's all right. It's
But
no problem.
and tomorrow the nooner will start 1 hour early, X-Ray Girl,
Yep,
because
11
I'm
p.m.
going
Eastern.
on Piers with Drinker.
Mm.
We're going to do some year-end
Cool beans.
stuff. Piers asked me to watch something, and I got to watch it
Oh?
tonight. He said it's the worst show. Well, his producer, Paul. Hi, Paul. Love you, Paul. Said, watch this. It's the worst show you'll ever see. So I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Well, that's...
What is this show? I'm curious now.
Here, I'll tell you. Hang on. I'll tell you.
Oh,
I'll tell you. Give me just a second.
while you're looking, I can read these.
Yes,
Russell
read.
Hopper 2 says, how long until My Cousin Vinny sequel or reboot? I don't even know that.
How long? They probably already considered it. I mean, like every reboot and like they have considered, believe me. So, purely for the lulz, he says, there's a Netflix documentary series called Polo. It's being called the worst show
the
of all
shirt?
time. It's probably, is it Marco Polo or Polo?
Or the water polo? I don't
Let's see.
know. Which kind of polo
Netflix
is it?
Polo.
I
Polo.
never heard
Oh,
of
wait,
it.
no. It's a Meghan Merkel thing? No, it's okay.
Oh!
No. Okay, sorry. No, is it?
I remember Baggage Claim posted a video of Meghan Markle and I think Polo, on the horse polo game or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. So here,
Yeah.
let's read this one article.
That
Polo failure
polo.
puts pressure on Meghan Merkel and her upcoming Netflix show. I don't know, the pressure is on Meghan Merkel since Polo, the series executive producer by her and Prince Harry, is a bomb. Okay, so she produced the show. Okay.
Oh,
All right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
We also have The Born 77 for $4.99. Why are the evil lions white in Mufasa versus the good lions of color? When there's smoke, it's white.
Just answer your own question. It's
There you
obvious.
go.
It's obvious.
Cool.
Mufasa. I think Chris saw it. I don't know what he thought of it. Chris Gore? I don't know what he thought.
Oh
of
yeah, I
it.
saw him posting about it. Yeah, I didn't see if he gave a review.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to watch that.
Don't care even in the slightest.
If my youngest son is in town and he wants to go see Sonic, then I'll go see Sonic. He's probably going to want to go see Sonic. So I'll go see Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. The only movie I'm planning to see in theaters is Nosferatu. Nosferatu. I'm going Christmas
So excited for
fucking
that.
day to that.
I'm probably not going to go Christmas Day, but I respect the interest.
The late night show.
I think it's just it's me, my son's brother-in-law, and Melissa. So me and Melissa will be able to escape for a couple hours watching Nosferatu.
Cool.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that movie. I love Robert Eggers. Think he's a good
The Eggman.
the Eggman. Think he's a good director.
One
Okay.
of the best we got right now. I'd say.
Really, that we've got like a handful, but not even that. We have like 3 or 4 that are really good. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. Who do we have on FNT? Oh wait, do I want to say who we have on FNT?
Platoon.
We have Little Platoon.
Neat.
Little Platoon's awesome, and it's perfect. I think it's perfect for this week.
Yeah. All right. Cool beans.
Cool beans. I guess we're gonna end there. I'm gonna make videos and get my Invisalign. Well, maybe. They got to bring down the price. That price is ridiculous, MauLer.
Sorry, wait, what is Invisalign?
So Invisalign is basically braces. So I've always had a crooked bottom tooth, right? Had it all my life. And my dad was always too cheap to get braces, right? So I just accepted it. But they're like, no, if we can fix it. It's really easy. And it's just this invisible line that straightens out your bottom teeth. And I'm like, I'm 55. It's like, do I need it? And they're like, you should do it. Probably because they want to say, it's like, I think the bottom part was $4,000.
Damn.
$4,000. Do you know how many like cool back issues I can buy for $4,000? Come on.
He needs the money to buy that print back, okay?
Oh, I don't know. But they said it's also good for health and all that. So I was like, okay.
It's easier to brush straight teeth than
and it keeps you have straight teeth. There's less likely for infections or anything going wrong that could lead to major health problems later on. So yes, I understand that, but it's fucking
just pull them all out.
Yeah,
don't eat them.
Sure. All right. Hey, thanks everyone. This will be unlisted and it's going to be re-uploaded on Nerdrotic Live since it was just kind of a laid back,
a relaxed
stream. So we'll be back on this channel next Tuesday in the evening. Pay attention to the Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, community, Instagram. Follow us all of those places to know the exact time it'll start. But it'll be in the evening for the Christmas Eve special for all the lonely hearts or people driving or working or just want to completely ignore their family. We'll be here for you. We'll watch Santa Claus. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.